Hello, Michael.
Hello, Robert.
Very professional. Look at that. We're professional fanatics. What the fuck did we just watch tonight? What was that?
I don't know if I should blame the OC. What's his name? Gizzard? It's Grizzard. I know it's Grizzard, but blame the
Tongue
OC
guzzler?
there or blame Todd Bowles. I've always been a Todd Bowles hater, but I'm also starting to sour on Baker Mayfield. Dude looks like trash when he's throwing to Egbuka, when he's throwing to when he's not throwing to Evans. Apparently Evans is his guy because he looked good when he was throwing to Evans, put it at pinpoint accuracy. He missed Godwin and a bunch of stuff. He cannot connect with Egbuka. I don't know what his problem is.
What was that pocket presence tonight? Like, he stepped up into pressure. He didn't run at all. I know he's hurt, but like, just get rid of the ball. So like, it was like Kirk Cousins looked better maneuvering the pocket than Baker Mayfield, which is just, it's a riddle. Riddle me that.
I mean, Kirk Cousins, 36 years old, stepping up into pressure in his face and making throws, knowing he's going to get hit is like, that's I screamed at the TV at one point. I'm like, throw the fucking ball, Baker. And my wife's like, why are you screaming? I thought you had a bye this week. I'm like, I got a bye in one league, but I'm like, I'm still working, hon. I still got other leagues, don't, so I don't know.
I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed.
Well, it's
like,
also, it was,
I had my parlays destroyed.
Well,
I had the Bucks money line in parlays. It's just a mistake. And of course, in Erica's parlay, I always place her bets too in her account. I did, and what I liked more was over 23.5 team total for the Bucks. I was like, I'll mix it up on mine. I'll do Bucks money line, which I felt like was automatic. I mean, you're gonna lose to fucking Falcons with Kirk Cousins and no London, and you're gonna lose to the Saints back-to-back weeks at home. No, that's not happening. And then don't get me started on Bucky Irving, bro. Like, I don't know. Apparently, it's a three-way committee. It's a three-way committee because you have Sean Tucker taking the goal line, you have Rashad White taking the fucking receiving down work, and you have Bucky Irving between the 20s.
Yeah. So not just the receiving down work, but third down work was mostly Rashad White too. They weren't even playing him on third downs. That's the split last week. I thought, okay, they're ramping Bucky up because if you look at it strictly the running backs, it was 13-7-4, something like that. This week, it was a lot of between the 20s grinder work for Bucky Irving. And then they get into the red zone, and it's Sean Tucker, except for one play where Baker tried to catch him on a wheel route, and he missed him, completely missed him. I think it might have gotten tipped. But then Sean Tucker comes back in, and the dude runs backwards on a play. So then they just abandon the run, and they throw. It's just mind-blowing, and it's maddening. If you are a Bucky Irving manager, you've held on to him all this time just to see his role completely evaporate. The reason that we loved him for fantasy was the high-value touches. He wasn't the biggest guy, but he was getting receiving down work and he was getting goal line work, right? And
yeah,
and it's gone. It's now maybe this is a one-game thing. They go back, they look at it. You've got to stick him back in your lineup next week. Same thing. We saw some promising signs with Egbuka. I still think he's the number 2 there. But you got to be pissed at Bowles. You got to be pissed at Todd Bowles. This is fantasy football, and it's been extremely distressing this year when your dude does the work. I mean, Bijan Robinson is like, all right, if I'm going to score, I better score from far out because they're going to bring in Tyler Algier, right? When your dude does the work.
How good is Bijan, dude? Bijan, like, I know I've been saying it, like Gibbs is a flashy player, right? Jonathan Taylor's the workhorse. Like, Bijan's the best running back in the NFL. It's not close.
Oh
like,
my God.
When he catches the ball in space and there's a cornerback who, his eyes aren't even on the guy. Like, there's a 0% chance that he's getting even touched. It's not like he's breaking tackles. He breaks tackles later, but he's not even getting touched by 200-pound dudes who have the beat on him. And it's just, I've never seen anything like it. And the funniest thing is, you heard the announcers today, they compared him. They're like, I don't even know who to compare Bijan to. They're thinking he's like Reggie Bush, but like bigger. I'm like, dude, don't mention Reggie Bush in the same sentence as Bijan Robinson ever again. Reggie Bush was not a real running back. Bijan Robinson is a real running back. Unfortunately, the Falcons rarely use him as such. Now, it's more creative now, but I'm going to see him in the Jonathan Taylor role. I want to see him on the field.
You know who Bijan reminds me of? Is peak Matt Forte with even more receiving work, and
better, and way better.
Dude, you got to go back and watch the Matt Forte stuff.
Right. The dude was... Now you're doing the same thing. Come on, dude. Matt Forte's solid. He had that nice little stutter step, but he didn't actually break tackles.
I didn't say like
Bijan does.
I didn't say like Devonta Freeman or something. I said Matt Forte.
John's closer to Bo Jackson in terms of athletically than he is Matt Forte.
Okay, dude, you can't compare anybody to Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson is Bo Jackson.
I said closer to Bo Jackson than Matt Forte.
Unless you're talking about Ohio State's Bo Jackson, whose real name is Lamar Jackson, and he didn't want to be confused with the Lamar Jackson in the NFL, so he started going by Bo Jackson, which made it even more confusing.
All right, you want to get to our two big things? We can talk about some stuff, but I have something else for you, and there we go. What do you got?
One of my big things is after reviewing some of the streams that we had recently, I realized I say that's a problem a lot. So that's one of those cliches that I say a lot. So I need to clean that up. The other big thing,
that's better than like or
It is better than like or True. The other big thing, the actual big thing, is I think these wide receivers for Tampa Bay are going to be just fine. You know, McMillan popped his head up. I'm not worried about that. Godwin doesn't seem like he's really part of the plan. They really were trying to get Igmuka, Big Boo, involved. Mike Evans, my goodness. Like, I thought he was supposed to be on a pitch count, but he clearly was not. So Baker can, if he cleans it up, you're going to be just fine in weeks 16 and 17. They have a good schedule. So the other big thing is, this one is kind of ancillary. Like, God, defenses in fantasy football are just so random. This is a perfect example of like, don't bother drafting one early, and even streaming. You know, like this was supposed to be the stream of the week, right? Like Tampa Bay against Atlanta. People were hammering this one
at home, Thursday night football, off a loss, like all the narratives in the world. That's every narrative I could ever think of.
Possibly imagine. They get one sack, one Bijan fumble, which I don't even think was a fumble. I thought that was a incomplete pass. And then, you ever seen a tie fumble recovery before? That was a new one. I've never even heard of that. I did not know that was a thing.
No. All right, my big thing, it pairs to yours, and I have another one after this, but like I stashed the Bucs defense in like 10 places, and thank God I have 13 buys and I have 10 matchups that are active. Somehow only 9 of them I have them in buys, and I had one share of the Bucs going tonight. So like luckily it wasn't the other way around, because I'd be fucking furious with getting 4 points, 2 points in that matchup. But they're in real life, their defense is trash because their secondary is not good. They're tiny, and they have the worst pass rush I've ever seen. They're not doing Todd Bowles exotic blitzes. I didn't see it all today. So like they can't generate pressure with 4. They can barely generate pressure with 5. If they try to bring pressure with 6, you saw that in the last series when they had the 3rd and 28 or whatever, which I thought was weird to accept that call. You take 3rd and 18, not 2nd and 28. But anyway. You can't start them anymore. I am dropping them. Although in the history when I've done that, usually they come back and have like a 14-point game. But like unless they get a touchdown, and a special teams touchdown or a pick 6, they're not relevant in fantasy because they're also getting exposed in the run game. And it's not just this game. They got exposed last week by Devin Neal. Like it's not the old Bucs we used to know. And they're done. They're done for. And then also just the Bucs in general. You can't beat this team. It's one thing to have Atlanta play the game of their lives, which they played okay. They had like 19 penalties, and like all penalties aren't created equal, Story. These were like impactful penalties on 3rd down, when like 3rd and 7 when the Bucs had the ball. And when they were getting holding calls when they were on offense in the red zone, like really bad, not so much bad calls, but just boneheaded moves because their coach is terrible. I mean, this is the battle of these two coaches, dude. Was it was the definition of a giant douche and a turd sandwich from South Park. Like that's what this was. And pick your poison. Did you see Raheem Morris after the game almost do the JJ McCarthy thing at the camera? He didn't sign it, but like he came up to the camera and screamed like, dude, you're getting fired. You have one of the worst records of any coach with 50+ wins in the history that has that much opportunity. You have the second or third worst winning percentage in the NFL history. Now, coordinator, yes, two Super Bowls as a coordinator. Congratulations. Head coach wise, Raheem Morris, dog shit. So like I know this is a big win, I guess, partially because they don't have their first round pick, so they don't want to make that trade seem worse. But dude, Raheem Morris, like, why are you screaming at the camera? What is that? It's like winning an exhibition game.
That was like what's his name? The Jets head coach, Aaron Glenn, dancing on the sidelines after his team did a punt return touchdown or whatever in week 2 or 3, and then they got they ended up losing that game. Like,
I can defend that though, because this is a first-year coach that's trying to build a culture. Raheem Morris is on the, they said the back nine of life. Like, he's on the last hole, and he's chipping for 9. Like, he's trying to get a quadruple bogey, and he's like, he chips in to make a fucking 9, and he shoots 124, and he's dancing in people's face. It's like, bro, you just shot 124. Like, nice chipping. Congratulations. What about the other 17 holes I just saw you play and hit the ball out of bounds and you couldn't make 3-foot putts? That's Raheem Morris. And just don't do that, Raheem Morris.
Well, he certainly does not deserve a third season. Let's not take anything away from how bad Todd Bowles' defense was tonight. You mentioned super bad. Like, the only playmaker on that entire defense is Anton Winfield. The rest of them you can throw right in the bin. They wouldn't start on.
Well, Vita Vea is good, but he's only good. He's a one-dimensional player.
True. So where do we go from here from a fantasy perspective? Because I'm not starting the Bucks next week. There's still a bad defense, like with a head coach who calls defensive plays. So I'm moving on. It makes me nervous for these matchups that are supposed to be really great matchups. Great matchups, right? Like Cleveland and Tennessee last week, which ended up a 31-29 shootout. Like the Washington against Minnesota last week? Last week, yeah.
Washington was started, yeah.
That's another really, really bad defense. It makes me nervous to start Dallas. Like, a lot of people are streaming Dallas this week against Minnesota. That makes me very nervous. I am too. God, I am.
I think that this defense, I think what we saw from the Bucks, it's been the last couple of weeks. I think we've been ignoring it because the box score hasn't said so. But I haven't watched a full Bucks game, and that's maybe on me. And box scores lie. Like, my eyes and watching film, I'm watching the whole game tonight against Kirk Cousins, who is an easy target back there, does not lie. Like, was he ever under duress? Like, maybe 3 times this whole game? It's unbelievable.
He was pressured a lot. I'd love to see the stats on the pressures, because he was pressured a lot. I don't know how many times he ended up getting hit, and he only took 1 sack as far as I know. There was the one, maybe 2, because of that fumble.
No, they had 1. It was a little forced fumble. Yeah, that was the only one. Okay. And Baker was under much more pressure tonight than Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but a lot of that was Baker's fault. Like, Baker should have bailed out of those pockets a lot sooner, and he should have made a lot better decisions. The other thing is, like, maybe cover Kyle Pitts. Maybe we just saw Kyle Pitts have the game of.
Can we talk about Kyle Pitts?
Sure.
Because by the way, shout out to Erica, my wife, who she's had such an epic run in her life in fantasy. She won her first league ever in the last year. She had 4 leagues. She got a first, a second, and a third. She's never missed the playoffs. Now she's in 11 leagues. She has 7 buys and 2 teams playing, so she only missed out of 2 leagues. And her $100 league that she's playing in, she has Kyle Pitts starting. We started Kyle Pitts over Fannin, and she won. She was already projected to win by 20 before this game, and the person had the Bucks defense, and she had Pitts. So it's like 169 to 105. Dude, her run again. I draft her teams, but they're still her teams. And this is actually the one that she drafted, though. I'll give her that prop. She actually drafted this team. And she went in, her tight end she drafted was Kyle Pitts without any backup. And she's been rolling with him all year, which has actually been a good pick. So I want to talk about the fact that it's just the way fantasy goes. It was the lowest he's ever gone in fantasy drafts. He was, rookie year, 4th rounder. I think maybe 5th rounder. I think his second year was when he was a 3rd or 4th rounder, right? He had the 100-catch season. Then he got hurt. And then it was 6th, 7th round, then 7th round. Now it was a 12th round pick this year. And he's balling. And where has this been, Storey? Where has this been?
This I don't know, because he worked with Kirk Cousins last year, so I don't know where this came from. It's one of those. I don't want a box score chase, but without Drake London, he's their downfield target. David Sills is clearly not a quality NFL wide receiver, and Darnell Mooney appears to be quite dusty at this point in his career. So as long as Drake London's missing, I think you fire up Pitts as a mid-range tight end 1.
High end. I think he's top 4.
I mean,
right?
I don't know that outside of Bowers, McBride. Trying to think if there's any others that I would start him without looking at the matchups. That's tough to say.
I mean, that's really it. Tyler Warren, you can't have more confidence than Pitts in.
I mean, you have to
Kittle.
have
It's Kittle. It's Kittle. I'd probably rather start Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle. In fact,
but that's an argument though. That's an argument right now. Like Kittle doesn't have this kind of volume potential. You know what I mean?
No, he doesn't. He does not. He's got Jawan Jennings and CMC to deal with, whereas Kyle Pitts has just Bijan Robinson. It appears. I mean, they are going downfield with Sills, but if Sills is going to catch 50% of the passes that get thrown his way, then it's not like where are you going to go? You're going to go to the guy that you know has good hands. The question remains: do you think this pushes Drake London to get back on the field a little quicker? He didn't look
the win, yeah.
Like the FOMO, right? Like the team just had a big division win. They're out of the playoffs, but they're clearly playing for that team, for themselves, whatever. It's like the craps table, right? When you won a few $100s and you're like, all right, I'm good for the night. And everyone's like, all right, so, we're going to keep playing. And you walk away and then they keep hitting. Do you think like Drake London's coming back to that craps table now because of just want to be part of that winning, even though like, I don't know how many more games they're going to win.
Well, here's the thing is I was really worried about, like, let's say he comes back next week. I want him to come back next week so I can fire him up week 17 if I make it, because just do I want to start a guy at my flex or wide receiver 3 that's coming off the knee injury on a bad offense? And then I watched Mike Evans tonight coming off injury, and we were told, high leverage situations, third downs and red zone. He's out there every snap. He's out there as much as Ibuka and looking amazing, getting his bell rung multiple times, landing on his neck. Getting his fucking same clavicle fucked up, and he's just balling. So I think I would start London next week if he comes back. What are your thoughts on that? Is he still a top 36 guy at least? And then week 17, you might have a top 20 guy.
I'm 100% rolling with Drake London next week if he comes back. If he's back, the fact that they've been so cautious with him, if he comes back, it tells me that they are confident in his health. They wouldn't put him out there to injure himself further. So yeah, I'm firing him up. I think you're not going to get a Mike Evans performance from every guy that comes back, but Drake London is superior enough talent. He should elevate even if he's at 80%, 85%.
Jason's hurting right now, and I got something for you, Jason, regarding Todd Bowles. I actually just got this in. I was watching a news report about Todd Bowles and just kind of a little, it was kind of a puff piece, and here you go, Todd Bowles.
Simple Jack, the story of a mentally impaired farmhand who can talk to animals, was a box office disaster that many critics called one of the worst movies of all time.
Got a good brain.
I think you've got a fine brain, Jack.
You make me happy.
But now the question is, can Speed...
That's it. You like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, is Jason hurting because he's a Bucs fan, or is he hurting because he got Bucky Irving on his team?
No, he's a Bucs fan. Come on, Jason's the biggest Bucs fan in the world. He's the J-Bob of the Bucs.
Okay,
to say the least.
I was getting him and J-Bob confused, but J-Bob's the Eagles guy, right?
J-Bob's just on cloud fucking 9. I mean, because he's trying to say that Jalen Hurts is better than Baker, and that's a discussion. I mean, tonight it's close. It's who's worse, not who's better at this point. And I know I don't want to get Storey into the Jalen Hurts conversation. Let's not do that because he got quite fired up. You know what? I'm going to make that into a short story. Short story like that. Shorts on YouTube before Sunday. And because that was first takey. That was very first takey, and I did appreciate
a little
that.
bit. But hey, let's not forget that they won the Super Bowl last year, and he balled out in the Super Bowl the year before that.
He did. Let's see. I'm torn. I'm busted. I feel like sleeping with Helen Hunt after tonight, boys. Well, is that going to make you feel any better? And here is Helen Hunt for you. Here you go. Make your decision now. Oh, how about that, Helen Hunt?
Go do one of those book signings.
You just got to hope your electricity goes out. That's the whole point. If it's dark, not a bad body. Old. We were just talking about that. Old women they get some loving too. Get good BJs and make good breakfast anyway. Jason, Tuggernauts, I got you on speakerphone.
Tuggernauts?
Yeah, that's what he calls, isn't it? Isn't that, from Yeah. You guys know that movie. We're gonna do that movie story. Jason's gonna come on. It's gonna be me, you, Jason, and Ray, and then I'm just gonna strictly host. And I've seen the movie 5 or 6 times. I don't love it like you guys do. So I'm just gonna strictly host.
Okay. Yeah.
And we'll see if I can keep it to just hosting because I do like the movie and there's some really great scenes. Danny McBride's great in that movie too. Let's see. The field goal flag that led to Pitt's TD in the first quarter was huge. The flags and the penalties in this game and the coaching in this game were just all-time Thursday night football.
I don't understand how the Falcons had near 20 penalties, 140 yards of penalty yards, and still managed to win that game. Yeah, I mean, you basically gifted the Bucs a touchdown with that penalty. Or well, no, wait, that was the other way around, right? Where
I'm so pissed. I'm so pissed I lost this parlay. I'm taking shots now. By the way, we have a new fundraiser going on. It's every 5 like normal is a beer chug. Once we get to 15, which is 3 beer chugs, I also add a shot on top. So I'm just gonna do one now because I'm pissed I lost that parlay. And Bucky Irving fucked me in our bet tonight. I've lost 3 bets in a row, which is not acceptable. Bucky Irving, come on, you need to fucking 9 more yards. 9 more yards.
I mean, they tried, but they weren't very creative with how they were deploying him tonight. It was a lot of,
except for the back-to-back fucking Wildcat snaps, which got 16 and 6 yards.
I don't know what they're doing there. Other than that, though, like I didn't see a whole lot of outside stuff. No zone work, no pitches, no screens. Dude, like, is Bijan Robinson just like the best screen running back in the NFL?
Yeah.
Oh my! Just that guy is so graceful. It's ridiculous.
Well, let's think about this for a second about Bucky Irving. The first play of the game, 11-yard rush. Second play of the game, 11-yard screen pass, right? So that's 22 yards. Then there's back-to-back plays in the middle fourth quarter was the Wildcat plays, 16-yard rush, 6-yard rush. So 44 of his, I want to say it was 71 yards were on 4 plays, back-to-back, back-to-back. Like, bro, you lost the game too. Congratulations, Todd Bowles. Mark Twain, evening gents. You're a very smart man, Mark Twain. Thoughts on the negative Jacobs news story? I don't know if you heard about the Jacobs news, but that knee is flaring up. This was the concern and why they probably shouldn't have played him on that Thursday night game. And he is, I wouldn't say doubtful, but if there's whatever the tag is between doubtful and questionable, that is Josh Jacobs. I'd say 40% chance to play, but it's Josh Jacobs, so let's push it up to 50%. What do you think?
Yeah, you got to take every single piece of news this time of year and really scrutinize it. I think he'll still play, but I would go and scoop up Emmanuel Wilson if the Jacobs manager or whomever dropped him because of Josh Jacobs being back and supposedly healthy. A MRI, I mean, you see that all the time. That kind of stuff is precautionary. No structural damage, but the fact that he got downgraded and the fact that he is listed as day-to-day to me means week-to-week, and week-to-week means month-to-month. So I would go and find Emmanuel Wilson if you can, and if you have Jacobs and Emmanuel Wilson isn't there, I would be planning to be without him.
Yeah, man, I just fucking dropped Emmanuel Wilson because Brian Robinson became available, and I have a matchup this week too, and it was just like my flex is Xavier Worthy in a pretty deep league, and I have I just wanted some upside stashes, and I was like, well, Josh Jacobs seems healthy, and I feel like Brian Robinson's just a better stash, right? So of course, on Tuesday I drop him to pick up Brian Robinson, who is a better stash. And then I get the news today. I'm just like, fuck my life, man. I could have totally flexed him, bro, this week, and it's gonna be a close matchup. And god damn it, that's life.
That's life.
Should have been 4 points taken off the board. That offsides field goal, absolute shit. Raheem is blowing a T thing tonight. I just said this. I said this in the Discord. Hopefully, he's getting blown by a T thing because that's much more acceptable than blowing one. Would you agree? If you had to choose, you'd rather get blown by one than blow one.
What's a T thing? Thing.
It's a boy that's a girl that's trying to be a girl. That looks like a girl.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
T thing.
Each their own. We're not even going to get into the Michigan head coach. You hear about that whole situation?
No. Was it a T thing?
No. There's a lot to it. We'll discuss.
No, I know he was having an inappropriate relationship with a staff member, but then there's also an allegation of assault. Is that all tied into one?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Long story short, he hired a 20-something-year-old blonde executive assistant. He started a relationship with her, got her pregnant, forced her to have an abortion. Then near the end of the season, ended up breaking into her house and putting a knife to her throat because
what?
Yeah, it's all
allegedly.
Well, it's all allegedly, yeah, but it's all bad,
dude. Holy shit! Okay, again, everything comes back to Seinfeld. Remember when George had to hire the secretary, which he ended up sleeping with, mind you. of course, but he like didn't hire the 5 hot ones because he's like, I can't take my eyes off you, which is also in the 90s you can get away with that. Now like you're getting fired in lawsuits because you're being biased.
I would give up red meat just to get a glimpse of you in a bra.
There you go. And so apparently you're saying this guy did the exact opposite of George Costanza. He had never seen Seinfeld.
And I saw somebody reply like, "Oh, I just hire the fattest secretaries I can. That way, if I go before a jury, they're not going to believe that there was any sexual harassment."
Yeah, that's what's up. Or hire a dude. Yeah, or a tea thing. We're calling them tea things now from now on in the show. Mark. I feel bad because Mark had the option of. Let me ask you on this one. Going into this game, full PPR, Mike Evans or Chuba Hubbard?
Full PPR. I'm a start your studs kind of guy. I would have gone with Mike Evans.
Even coming off injury with the reports.
Dude, I started Bucky. Was it 2 weeks ago? Whenever he came back, I started Amari in Hampton last week. Like, I'm of the mindset of if they're healthy, like push comes to shove, they're not going to keep these guys on a pitch count. There's a reason that they're superstars.
Well, we've seen that this year especially. And, well, you know, here he had the combo of starting Chuba over Evans and then going against Pitts. So, actually, Mark, maybe it won't even matter anyway because you went against Pitts.
Like, no offense, Mark, but it's not going to matter. Pitts just put up a 40 burger. Like, it's probably not going to matter.
Storey, you're drinking, right?
Yes.
We got some chugs incoming. Sounds like a Gacy type ordeal. That was one of my favorite bits. And honestly, I think that Jason's involved in about 33% of our good bits in terms of he's like egging them on or bringing them up. So I appreciate the, like I'm pretty creative dude. I have a lot of weird things to say about a lot of stuff and I bring up a lot of weird stuff. But if you have someone like Jason, who's like giving me that little shove over the cliff, like it's a fun cliff and I will oblige my dude. The dude obliges.
I just realized I got to keep the cans off camera because you don't want to get demonetized for the children.
Well, yeah, I'm being a little safe with that shit, but Bijan is good, but young CMC was still better so far. I mean, better statistically, but eye test wise, I love CMC. If you gave Bijan CMC's level work, what would he do with it, Storey? Be the craziest thing ever.
28 touches a game, my God. I mean, it would be. I mean, it'd be 140 yards a game, like every single week. It'd be insane. Like it'd be literally insane. I mean, I guess
he's averaging the most scrimmage yards this year, and he has way less touches than anyone else.
I guess
than like the top guys.
That's why they are. That's why Tyler Algier is still there. They are keeping him. They're not trying to overwork him. I don't know if that's a philosophy thing or what, but Bijan seems pretty happy with the workload.
You know what fantasy heaven is? It's kind of like in Weird Science when they create their dream girl. Fantasy heaven is Bijan Robinson with Kyle Shanahan. I mean, that just blow the world up. Like it's like, oh, Bijan Robinson had 31 touches for 274 yards and 3 touchdowns.
You know what? This won't make any sense to you, but the actual dream is Bijan Robinson with PJ Fleck. I hate PJ Fleck, but the dude gives his running.
PJ Fleck.
He's the head coach of Minnesota. He's an old NIU guy, but he gives his star running back 30 to 35 touches a game. It's mostly carries. Like when he gets a guy that he likes,
what Kyle Shanahan does.
No, like 30 to 35 carries a game, not including like targets.
Oh, Bijan has a 13-inch hog and showed it tonight.
Jason,
well, it's crazy. It's actually. No, you know what's right though about that statement is that like it's so big, it's like almost like an anchor. You know what I'm saying? When you're in a boat, you need an anchor. It's like a counterweight. That's why his balance is so good because he's got this thing that no one else has that he can use to like. I don't know what I'm talking about, but
that one, I think that one got away from you.
No, it didn't get away from me at all. That thing, it balances him out, right? It's and also it's like a third leg where if he's like falling down, they always censor it on the broadcast. It's almost like a what do they call it? What is it thing that you have in a motorcycle that kickstop or whatever?
Or choke? Well, I never ridden a motorcycle.
No, the thing that you like when you're parking your bike and you put it, you lean it up on that thing. Yeah, kickstand. So it's like a kickstand for him. So that's why you kick and tackle because he's using it as a kickstand. This is awful. But I love it. We owe a chug, so I don't know if you want to get down on this one with me, but I'm going to do it.
Okay.
It's going to be a fun show. This is also, by the way, this is Storey's last show for like 10 days. something like that. So
I'm out of town, baby. Got to take some time off before the holidays. And I told my wife we're done traveling though over the weekends in December because I've been on vacation far too many times where there's fantasy playoffs going on, and I can't do that. So we're
tripod third leg kickstand. Trone says went up against Bijan. I need 2 wide receivers and a flex PPR. Nico Olave, Devonta Smith, McLaurin. So he had this question last night. Emmanuel Wilson's a must start if there's no Jacobs. Like he's in there. Let's assume Jacobs plays though.
Okay, then it's Nico, Jalen Warren, and
PPR?
Dude, Jalen Warren's getting a ton of work. He's getting a ton of work.
No, he's getting 50% of the touches.
It's still a ton of work in that offense, and he's getting high value.
Starting Jalen Warren over Olave?
I wasn't finished. And Olave.
Oh, okay.
Nico, Jalen Warren, Olave.
Damn. I think you need upside, so I think you're going to go Devonta Smith against the fucking Raiders. I'm going all the wide receivers. Nico, Olave, Devonta Smith, and then Devonta Smith and McLaurin are like half. Jalen Warren's fine for like 14, but like you just went up against Bijan. And then who are you benching? If it's Emmanuel Wilson, let's say Emmanuel Wilson.
Touchdown equity. Olave, Devonta Smith, or Jalen Warren. I would argue Jalen Warren.
Are you overreacting to the Steelers having one good offensive game in the last like 6?
No, but go back and
look. You want a piece of that?
Go back and look at his game logs. Also, pretty sure that Gainwell's been banged up recently, has he not?
Well, they've both been banged up. So Nico and Olave for sure. They're must starts. And then it's going to be Emmanuel Wilson at flex if there's no Josh Jacobs. So now we have to worry. Now it's between Jalen Warren, McLaurin, and Devonta Smith. Debo's out of there. Gainwell and Corum are out of there.
Fuck is my iPad?
Trone, are you in the Discord? Because if you're in the Discord, put this up to a vote. So we have Nico and Olave for sure, and then Emmanuel Wilson. If Jacobs doesn't play, you're set. But if he does play, you're going to have to figure out Devonta Smith, McLaurin, or Jalen Warren. That's a good poll question to get the poll. So if you're in the Discord, put that up there. Big Ray says, Rob, what are you smoking? Ray wants some of that. If you think Bijan and Bo Jackson are even the same level. No, I didn't say that. I said Bijan's closer to Bo Jackson than he is Matt Forte. That's not a crazy statement. Matt Forte's fine. He was also a compiler, dude. Compiler. Good player. Bijan's an elite player. Bo Jackson's an all-time talent. All-time athlete. Just staring at me blankly.
Bo Jackson, get out of here. Ray texted me that.
Dude, I said closer to. I didn't say better than Bo Jackson or equal to Bo Jackson.
On the spectrum, no. Nobody's close to Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was...
I said closer to Bo Jackson than Matt Forte.
If Matt... No. Okay, I don't... No. No. Nobody...
All right, let me ask you this. Is Adrian Peterson closer to Bo Jackson or closer to Matt Forte?
That's like saying...
Answer the question, Storey.
Wait,
which one's closer?
No, I'm trying to think of
Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson. Is he closer to Matt Forte or Bo Jackson? Elite, like talent level.
Adrian Peterson, he's closer. He's probably like dead in the middle. Dead nuts middle.
So is Bijan Robinson.
Ball's accurate.
God, you love Matt Forte, bro. Oh my God.
Matt Forte was just an absolute stud.
Okay, I'm worried about Waddle this week. I have a gut feeling to bench him. Put Williams as my wide receiver 2 and put Harvey in my flex. If this is full PPR, I'm starting Jameson Williams against the Rams for sure. I would start Jameson Williams over Waddle, right?
Wouldn't you start him in every format? Jameson Williams probably better chance to get down. I mean,
Harvey or Waddle is the question. Harvey or Waddle? If we're going to start Jameson Williams,
Jameson Williams for sure. I'm going Harvey. If this is a half P, I'm going Harvey either way. Like Harvey is doing enough to get the work, and unlike most of our running backs in fantasy football, who for whatever reason outside of Jonathan Taylor and CMC get pulled on the goal line, Harvey's getting goal line work, and you can't ask for much more as a rookie. Like he's not getting 100% of work; he's probably like a 50%, 60% opportunity share, but that seems to be enough in this offense.
All right, you ready to do this, Chug?
Yes.
All right, this is gonna be a hard one to chug. I gotta transfer my chugs into the red Solo cup because these all have multiple lemons. I drink lemons and fruit in my beer. It's hard to chug with it. Whatever, I'll do it. You ready? There's like 3 big ones in here. All right, let's go. I'm too fast at that, man. All right, we're going to hit you guys with the intro. We'll be right back and answer all your questions. After I made this intro for you, Storey.
I'm glad you didn't single out any one coach and you just put tonight's coaches in there.
Yeah, because they're both equally bad. I have two little things I want to do with you, and show you or do with that sounds terrible. Before we get to more comments. So I do have a so what are your thoughts on 44-year-old, soon to be 45-year-old Phillip Rivers going against Seahawks? His first matchup.
He's still, they haven't activated him from the practice squad. They haven't elevated him yet. So are we sure that he's playing?
It appears, unless they're doing smoke screens for Riley Leonard. I mean,
okay. So here's my conspiracy brain working on this one. So you know who's up for the Hall of Fame this year, right? It's
Phillip Rivers.
It's Rivers, but it's Rivers, it's Breeze, and it's Eli Manning. So
he'd be behind them.
Breeze is a lock, and Eli has the postseason pedigree. He's probably getting in, and then after that, you've got Brady coming up, and you've got so till that, like after you get Brady out, there's one more I'm not thinking about top of my head. Like in 4 or 5 years, there's a clear runway because there's nobody else that has retired that's retiring now. Like Matt Ryan's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Like so, resetting the clock, he's got an easier path because he could sit on the Hall of Fame list for like 3 or 4 years, but then people are like, is he really Hall of Fame worthy, etc. This is his way of resetting the clock because there's nobody that's Cam Newton, like there's nobody that's retiring right now that would compete for him.
I'm just saying though, if he does play though, is there a worse spot in the history of the world than against the Seahawks or first game back off the couch? Like this is rough. And it's really, really rough. So I'll play a clip for you. That's just, I played this the last couple of days and I don't want to wear it out, but it's perfect for this.
This old guy? Sid.
He's already achieved so much, and yet he's still goal-oriented and still focused. And he has a 5-year plan.
What is it? Don't die?
Son, you don't think things through.
Hey, old man River, zip it or I'll break your hip.
I'd like to see you try it.
Shut
I know you're gonna be missing me when you got that big, white, wrinkly body on top of you with his loose skin and old balls. Gross.
It's not my favorite Adam Sandler movie, but I do love that line. Hey, old man River.
I love it. He calls Old Man River. It's just right on point. Also, one last thing. We've been very, very critical of these coaches and the concussion thing. And then T. Higgins, he's going to play this week, apparently, dude. So I played this also the last couple of days, so I got to get Storey's take on this. So I don't know if you ever saw the old Chad Johnson interview after he got his bell rung, 100% concussion, and just he's out of this world. So here you go. I want to hear what you think about this.
How badly were you hit there?
I don't know. I can't remember. How did Biden do, guys?
Hey, guys, I think we're going to have to let Chad rest here. He's
Hugh!
What the F? That is, dude, I've never seen that before.
That's dark, bro. I know. I just came upon it, dude. I didn't know about it either. And it was just like for the T. Higgins thing, like concussion, then obviously multiple concussions. And now they're going to play him this week. What? Their season's over.
Do you hear what Joe Burrow said today or yesterday?
Yeah, he's trying to say he might pull an Andrew Luck or he wants to get traded, I think.
I think he wants out of Cincinnati.
I would want to bring Jamar Chase with you, bro.
Well, part of the problem is him lobbying to bring Jamar Chase. So they paid Chase, Higgins, and Burrow. They don't have a whole lot.
The Higgins contract is the problem. The Higgins contract's more the problem.
Higgins contract is just egregious. I cannot believe that he's even on track to play a week removed or 2 weeks removed from a previous concussion. Like it just, I don't I don't know what these coaches are doing. I don't know what the NFL is doing. There's optics around this.
Yeah, that clip is just so wild. Like, how did Biden do? And he's a time travel apparently, and then also he sees Hugh Jackson. He's like, Hugh, like, dude, just crazy range of emotions. Like, I'm in a glass case of emotions. Like, that's fucking Chad Johnson. That clip. Let's pound through some of these questions because we are 30 minutes behind. Was that last Pitts TD out of bounds? It was a tie goes to the runner. And here's the thing: if they called it incomplete on the field, it would have been incomplete. They called it a touch on the field, touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do anything but stick with the call on the field there. That is because one angle it looked like his butt was down, the other angle looked like his elbow was down. That one was tough. I'm still not convinced that the McMillan first touchdown wasn't a touchdown. I think the ball broke the plane there. And the fact they called it on the field, like, it's ambiguous enough. How could you not stick with the call that was on the field?
Dude, I had multiple bets of Baker first touchdown 30-1, including a parlay that would have hit and just like $10 on it. And like they're on the 6-inch line. I know Baker's got a shoulder injury, but like, is that not just a quarterback sneak?
I mean, most of the time, but again, you're not going to run your quarterback with the bus
in a must-win situation. You should be. I don't know. I would just like, because I knew that's why it was so high, because the injury.
I guess the question is, why wouldn't you just run Bucky there?
Right, because they don't like Bucky. And we said this, Mark, they shouldn't have accepted the penalty. I know it didn't matter either way because they ended up having was it 3rd and 14? So they essentially lost 4 yards, right? So it would have been.
So they went 3rd and because they were. It was 4. They converted the 4th down on that. It was 3rd and 28, and then 4th and 14. I think that second down play on 2nd and 28 was incomplete.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was right, but I still feel like you just, in general, with the numbers, you just kind of like don't take that and make them have 3rd and 18.
Yeah, I agree. It should have forced them into. Although 2-down situation, 2 downs to get 18 yards. I don't know. That still they shouldn't have accepted it. I don't think so.
I'm losing 122 to 153, projected 258 to 276. I'm guessing this is a 2-week matchup kind of situation. Guy has Achane and Josh Allen and Gibbs.
So Achane limited with the hip. He had a non-contact jersey on today. I'm not.
It's a rib.
Yeah, limited with the ribs. He had a non-contact jersey on. I'm not too worried about it. I wouldn't drop Jalen Wright though, out of an abundance of caution.
So you're saying that for sure Achane has a better chance to play than Josh Jacobs, right?
Yeah, because ribs is mostly a pain tolerance thing. I mean, hell, who was it? Joanne Jennings had like 3 broken ribs earlier this year. So they put him in a flak jacket. It's a pain. He should be fine.
A guy in my league from Trone dropped Kyle Pitts yesterday. I was going to try to get him next week. He put up 45 points.
Ouch.
That is rough. Again, Trone, if you are in the Discord, post your the question you asked us, and we'll get a vote on that one. Yeah, the Bucs organization, Todd Bowles in particular has been one of the worst in terms of these player injuries, and like Mike Evans, Bucky Irving, being out and not putting. They didn't put him on IR, which is hilarious. And then now you have Mike Evans, limited 3rd downs, and then he comes out and plays more than Ibuka or Godwin.
I mean, Baker loved him in the red zone. Baker loved the big body receiver that he's been missing for a number of weeks. I will say though, this year it's in terms of the podium of liars, it's Pete Carroll, Gannon, and Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles has worked his way into the top 3.
Do you think that Mike Evans, after this performance, and you saw how pissed he was after the game, he might come back? I know there was a lot of rumors that he was going to retire, and it made sense to retire because he's been beat to shit in his career. And again, shout out Mike Evans, a fucking warrior, dude. He's been underappreciated. He's one of those guys when he's gone. And I've been saying this about LeBron forever, and that's a different tier of athletes, different tier of legacies. But we're going to appreciate Mike Evans for the metronome that he was in fantasy and just in football. And he's one of these dudes where the consistency has been pretty much unmatched besides all timers. Antonio Brown, Jerry Rice, Larry Fitzgerald, some of these guys that are just, they're all timers. Mike Evans is not in that same conversation in the mainstream, but why isn't he in the same conversation? Because the numbers are there, and dude, he's just a badass, right?
Yeah, I mean, he is a bad. I'll tell you why. It's because he's never had a blow up season. He never had a 1,600-yard season. He never had a 12 touchdown season. You know what I mean? But having Baker or having Evans on your team was just such a steady part. But the thing is, he also dealt with injuries. Like you could pencil in Evans for 2 missed games almost every single year.
Just with soft tissue stuff, but other than that, he's been an Iron Man. You know what I mean? Like, again, the way he plays football, playing 14 or 15 games a year he's not like a little slot receiver. He doesn't shy away from contact. He's getting his brains beaten in. So I have respect for him. Sports Meme says, I've been in a dry spell. I'd do Helen Hunts. Would you do Helen Hunt, Story? Because now give me the upside of Helen Hunt is you could say you fucked Helen Hunt. Like, that's cool. You know, like, that's cool. Because, like, you know, obviously, one of my favorite movies of all time, Castaway. Tom Hanks literally lived for her. He, like, was going to end his life, and he didn't because of Helen Hunt. That means something. Tom Hanks is a shit. Twister. He stole. By the way, did you know that the girl? I didn't realize this. The girl from Twister, like the lawyer girl, or she's a therapist. You know, the one that's in the suit that's like riding alongside Bill Paxton.
I saw Twister once.
Well, okay. The main girl, like, you know, Helen Hunt's his ex, right? Who's like the tornado chaser, and then you have the girl that is like he's now married to, who's like a therapist and like really well dressed and pretty hot. It's actually the girl from Lost Boys, like the hot, sexy girl from Lost Boys. That's
the
her.
Original Lost Boys, the one with
yeah, the hot girl, the one that's like a vampire.
Okay,
you know?
All right.
Yeah, I didn't realize until I was watching it again recently, and I was like, that's her. She was like a sex symbol, dude. So I'm just saying, like, Helen Hunt won over her. So again, Helen Hunt's underrated sex symbol. Not anymore. But would you do her? 60 years old, 62 years old. Would you do her? If you were single.
Yeah.
Notch on the belt.
I mean, you get to tell people that you banged a movie star.
Not just a movie star. Helen Hunt. You're not talking about like a B-lister. Like, Helen Hunt's an A-lister. A-lister.
So not like a Tara Reid situation. B, C tier?
Well, no. Tara Reid is, I'd rather fuck Tara Reid in 100 ways. She's actually more of a sex symbol, but not as big of a star. Or right around the same. American Pie. I mean, just saying, like, why are you bringing up Tara Reid? What's up about Helen Hunt?
I was thinking B-listers, because Helen Hunt's definitely not a B. But what's the last thing she did? Was she in the new Twister movie?
No, because I saw her face.
Oh.
All right, gun to your head. You're doing it or not if you're single? I am.
Yes. Well,
yes.
Okay, question. Remember Kelly McGillis?
Who's Kelly McGillis?
From Top Gun. She's
100%.
Well, have you seen her recently?
Guessing she looks goofy as shit.
Just give it a quick Google, and you'll see what the question is.
I don't want to. What is it? Is it bad? This is bad?
Yeah, it's the reason that they brought in Jennifer Connelly.
Okay. What's her name again?
Kelly McGillis. There's a reason that Jennifer Connelly was the female lead in Top Gun Maverick, and they didn't bring back Kelly McGillis.
We got to definitely write a song about how we do not diddle kids. Do not diddle kids. It's no good diddling kids.
There is no quicker way for people to think that you are diddling kids than by writing a song about.
Wow. All right. You didn't have to show me that. Like that.
What?
That's worse than Helen Hunt.
I told you.
Because Helen Hunt's body's at least still maybe decent. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean,
You haven't seen a full
holy shit. Okay. All right. Let's get back to some questions here. A little sidebar here. That's what we do on the show. All right. We already read that one. My bad. Shador Rogers feels pretty even. Ooh. Joe Blacko. Good question. What's up, Joe Blacko?
Joe Blacko. That one's pretty even, but think I'm gonna go Rodgers. I don't trust Shador Sanders yet.
The weather is also going to be 0 degrees in Chi-Town, so take that as it will. It's not good.
It's currently projected for like the 4th coldest football game on record there. So
yeah. Okay. I have to shout out some people here real quick, and then we will.
I gotta grab more.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Joe Blacko, I'm talking to you.
You got a couple
of
real quick. You got a couple of super chats. Just FYI.
Oh, I think I have one. Did I miss 2 of them?
Well, you got GT, a regular, a
Thanks,
real
man.
man's man.
GT's just a donator. I love GT. He just donates to get the beer truck going. I love you, GT. What a guy. Also, Patreon subscriber. Jason Storey, I'm aiming for the bushes after tonight, brother. Bucks are done. Holtz and Gamble are the Panthers. I don't think the Bucks are done, bro. I don't think they're done. They have to beat the Panthers twice.
It's going to be
They
tough.
have to beat the Panthers twice, right? If they go 2-0 against the Panthers, they're good.
It's going to be tough, but I'm with you, Jason. The Bucks have been disappointing, I would say. And a lot of it you can probably tie to Baker's injury, I think.
Yeah, and the whole other team, but the defense is a whole different conversation.
Oh, the defense
that has nothing to do with
atrocious.
this. That has nothing to do with this. Okay, do what you got to do, and then we'll be back in a second. And this is Joe Blacko, Tron Force. Y'all need to join the community, please, please, please. Get in on it now because next year it's gonna be more expensive to get all the perks. And get in now. I tell you, anyone that gets in now, you're grandfathered into the Patreon. Your prices are never going to change. Get in now when I need the help and keep the show going 7 days a week. Also, shout out all the Patreon members, subscribers, really keeping the show afloat. You're getting a lot of perks, not just helping me out, which is one of them, but access to the Discord, access to my early bets, the community fantasy leagues. You get priority access to those. You'll be in those. And eventually I'll be paying for one entry per league for everyone, a free entry. Guest appearances on the podcast if you want to go that route. Once a week, I will have a guest on the show, a fan on the show. Free merchandise. You want this hat? I'm getting these hats once a month. I give out these. I'm also getting new shirts coming in, which is going to be awesome. And the betting, man, we lost tonight, unfortunately. So we are 71-39 on the year. We lost 3 in a row. So we were 71-36. It's all good, man. We'll get back on the train. It's been 4 good years. This is the best year so far. So you get access to these bets before right when I make them. So you don't have to worry about the lines changing. Also, you're just supporting me and the channel. And here's Big Ray and Drag. We love this. Hey, Big Ray. So professionalfanatics.com if you want more info, or link in the description. Also just a good way to support a independent contractor, someone who's working their ass off for you, and we're going to make you a lot of money in the future, whether it be fantasy gambling.
You're not an independent contractor.
Mark says Baker tried extending too many plays, shouldn't have. Yeah, he didn't throw the ball away at all today, and it was rough. It was really, really rough. I like him for fantasy going forward though, because their defense is poo.
He tried to extend plays. He stepped into pressure way too often, and he airmailed guys left and right. And that interception, the miss on Agbuka that would have put the game away, that was him. That interception, that was on him. He had a bad game, all things considered. They put up 28 points, but he had a bad game. Also, Rob, you're not an independent contractor. You're a sole proprietor.
Thank you. See, you're the smart guy here. You're the brains. I'm the brawn. I'm an idea guy. I just my words aren't the best. I'm good at saying them. Jason says, get it now before Hanukkah, you cheap bastards. No, what I'm saying is anyone that gets in this year, I'm going to have to, my bets are crushing this year. And the fantasy stuff, you're making money a lot if you're watching the show, at least on the bets alone, which is no thinking involved. And anyone that gets in this year, the prices will never change. If you want to get the $5 to get the bets in the Discord and all the other stuff, it's never going to change for you. You stay on that forever. And then when next year, if it goes up to $10, you stay at $5. So people that help me.
If you're looking for a Christmas gift for somebody and you don't know what to give them, gift them a Patreon membership, right?
That's a thing. Also, it's a gift for me and a gift for Storey. And eventually I can start actually paying Storey outside of maybe taking him out to dinner and complimenting his fucking hairline. Those things. Thank you, Jason. We owe a Chug as well. I don't know if you can do that story. If you want to stay sober, yeah. I wouldn't blame you.
I'll do this one and then we'll skip the next one. Sound good?
Yeah. I gotta do a shot too.
Oh, that's right. You are.
I just saw Pats versus Buffalo is going to be a snow game. How confident are we in Drake May balling out? I'm pretty confident, and actually one of my bets this week is Drake May. What do you think Drake May's rushing line's at, Storey?
He doesn't rush very often.
Mine first while he guesses. He hasn't been.
14.5.
No, it's 19.5.
19.5, okay.
I feel like this is a prime spot. He has not been running. He had that concussion scare.
Yeah, he's not been running at all. Although, so you listen to some of the mainstream guys, they're worried about this game from a fantasy perspective because of the snow. Snow doesn't really affect fantasy performance too much. It's extreme.
Bengals, Bills had snow. It was 39-34.
Yeah. So it's wind. It's
Wind and rain.
Heavy rain and extreme cold. Those are the three things you got to worry about. Snow, like, dude, players love playing in snow. So,
It's fun.
but they're like, people are talking about, oh, Drake May or Bo Nix, Drake May or Jordan Love. I'm like, what are you people doing? Like, who are you starting over Drake May if his name's not Josh Allen?
Well, here's the thing: is a lot of people haven't played football. No, I didn't play football at a high level, but I have played football, and the advantage in shitty conditions actually goes to the offensive player because they're making a cut, right? And it's easier to make a cut when you're predicting it than if someone's making a move and you have to predict it, right? Who's more likely to lose their footing? It's the guy guarding the receiver, not the receiver. So, yes, it's a sloppier game, but there's more big play potential. So, I had the Brian Thomas bet last week, and it was 44.5 yards, and the weather was awful. And I didn't cash it out because it went down from 47 to 44, and I would have cost myself $30. I was like, I'm rolling with it. He had 87 yards. It's like that game. They were throwing the ball fine in that game. So, weather is overrated, bro. It's
no, I'm not worried about whatsoever.
Don't think that touchdown from Pitts was actually a touchdown. I think it was a tie goes to the runner situation, and they called it a touchdown on the field. It's really close, and Pitts is balling. Jonathan, I picked up Emmanuel Wilson. I'm playing him still versus Denver over Rico and Brees. If Josh Jacobs is out, Emmanuel Wilson's a top 12 guy, right?
Yeah.
We saw.
Where do you have Brees this week? Because he's
injured. Oh, he's hurt.
He's hurt. What's up with Justin Fields? Is he playing?
He's out. They pretty much ruled him out with a knee injury, so it's going to be fucking Brady Cook or whatever his name is. Yeah, gross. Yeah.
Also, come on, dude. Devin Culp scores a touchdown tonight. Devin Culp. That helps literally nobody. Nobody started him in any league in the history of the world. He wasn't drafted in any baseball leagues.
No, Kate Otten. And real quick about Brady Cook. So I was doing some research on Brady Cook because I have Ad and I Mitchell everywhere, and it was bad last week. But we saw this with Shorter Sanders, right? Coming in unprepared, like second quarter kind of situation. This case was a first quarter, but he wasn't expecting to get any run, and he looked awful. And Missouri, right? First year, 2023. Brady Cook was apparently a third or fourth round projected pick, and then came back and was playing with Luther Burden and was awful. So he got seventh rounder undrafted, whatever he is. We've seen this with guys where they get a week of prep. Is there hope for Brady Cook, or is there no hope at all?
No.
Is Adonai Mitchell still a wide receiver 3?
No, there's no hope whatsoever for him. I'm sorry, but so Brady Cook had a great year. He had 3,500 passing yards 2 years ago. That's when Luther Burden bowled out. Remember that 2 years ago, and they took a step back.
Yeah,
that was a large part was due to Brady Cook. Outside of that year, where he had 21 touchdowns, his high was 14 touchdowns on the year in a full season. Brady Cook is not the answer there.
No, not the answer, but he could still be can he support Adonai Mitchell? Because he's going to get 8 targets. Can Adonai Mitchell have 4 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown?
No. It's just not. It's not there.
How bad did Shedeur Sanders look his first start against his first play against the Ravens that second half? You know what I mean? I know I'm saying he's at the talent that Shedeur Sanders has, but Shedeur Sanders was 4 of 16 that game. Brady Cook, at least in garbage time at the end, he ended up playing okay. So you're saying there's no hope? I can't start Adonai Mitchell anywhere this week.
I wouldn't touch the Jets with a 10-foot pole.
Mason Taylor's out. So Adonai Mitchell might get 12 targets, bro.
It doesn't matter. They're 12 targets.
5 for 40.
If he gets a 35% catch rate, I'll be floored. Brady Cook is just not good.
Jason, you just gave me another I'm gonna be fucking hammered. Jason says, sorry about messing up the stream, which you did not do, with being such a booze bag. Story, I don't read the script reads me.
You guys don't read the script, right?
I don't read the script reads me.
What the hell does that even mean?
What you getting at with the book script? Spit that shit out, man!
Well, I owe one here, and yeah, dude, Jason,
cornbread.
You make the stream, brother. You make the stream. Get the hell out of here with your
Jason.
Sorry.
You are a real one. Tropic Thunder, man. That's great.
And here's the thing. If it really is that bad, I just won't read it. And I read every comment you make. So obviously, it's super chat or not, I'll read your comment. So it's really not that bad. And I dive into these things, bro. We dive in. We dive in.
Okay.
Would you rather roll with Goddard or Jawan Johnson? I'm going Goddard against a fucking Vegas team that just sucks.
Yeah. Nothing to add to that. They suck.
Trone picked up Emmanuel Wilson. He has Corum. Emmanuel Wilson is Ben Stash's elite. And also, I would go Wilson, though. I would start Wilson over almost anyone. Like, would you start Emmanuel Wilson this week if there's no Josh Jacobs or Quinshon Judkins?
Emmanuel Wilson.
There you go. So top 12, top 14 guy.
I mean, he's not a top 5 guy because it's still the Broncos, but he's going to get all the work there. So he's definitely a top 12, maybe top 10. And we saw what he did when he had this role earlier this year.
Yeah. CK, sorry, late to the show. You probably talked about Pitts. it's 5th highest tight end game of all time, they said. Is that fucking real? Since Shannon Sharp at 96?
I saw the stat on screen where it said the first tight end to have 150 plus receiving yards and 3 touchdowns in a game since Shannon Sharp in 1996. So that was 30 years ago, for the record. That's absolutely.
Is that insane that in 1996 was 30 years ago? Can you wrap your head around that for a second? It doesn't feel like
First of all, no. But second of all, can you wrap your head around Shannon Sharp having 150 yards and 3 touchdowns in a game? Any tight end. Like, because tight ends in the 90s were not what they are. This wasn't the Gronk, Jimmy Graham, Kelsey era. You know what I mean?
Did you ever check out the Shannon Sharp sex tape that I told you about? Where it's audio only of him just, it's hilarious. Please check it out. Shannon Sharp just railing this chick. Awesome. It's great. Matt says, I have Devin Culp in 3 playoff best ball teams. Devin.
What?
Who's Devin Culp?
Devin Culp is.
Yeah, it's the guy that caught the touchdown?
Yes.
Oh.
So you must be. Is he? Are you a Washington fan? Like, that's the only reason that.
No, you know what he maybe did? Maybe it's something he drafted for like starting in the playoffs because of K-Dot being out.
You said best ball teams though.
Yeah, maybe there's best ball. I don't know. That's wild. Maybe it's for like starting in this week.
But Devin Culp's not even like the backup tight end there. So that's wild if that's true.
He said he's not kidding. Yeah, that is wild. I mean, how did you make the playoffs with Devin Culp on your team? Because he has no points this whole year. But hey.
Yeah. Okay.
And here's the problem is you also only got 7.8 points or whatever because he had 1 catch for 8 yards and a touchdown.
The dude probably had like 40 catches in his career at Washington. He played 4 years there.
I never heard of the guy, but thank you, Matt, by the way, Sports Memes channel. Check that out on YouTube.
I'll tell you what. So I knew who he was because when you play college fantasy football, eventually every tight end is going to make their way on your roster because tight ends, we think tight ends in the NFL are bad. Tight ends at college are a complete disaster. A guy will blow up for 90 yards and a touchdown 1 week, and then he gets 1 catch for 6 yards the week after that. So mark my words, in 4 years, we're going to be on this program, and we're going to be talking about Daquan Wright is going to catch a touchdown for, like, the Jets. And people are going to be like, who? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, the Ole Miss tight end, Daquan Wright.
Michael, who are your options, man? Let us know your options, or if you're in the Discord, put those in the Discord, and we'll pick up your defense for next week. Although, 100%, professionalfanatics.com if you want to get in the community. Let's see. I might pick up Saints D has good matchups, but they're also a bad defense. JMO, Neil, or Rico half PPR. By the way, Storey, you want to hear some mind-blowing shit? So I have Rico everywhere, right? And I have a debate of Rico full PPR versus Fannin. You would probably go Fannin, right?
I mean, without Njoku, how can you? But it's still a tight end. That's the problem.
What do you think that Rico's total yards is at? So Bucky's was 83.5 in today's game. What do you think Rico's at after the bye?
That high? 83.5?
Bucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually hit that 2 of the last 2 weeks. What do you think?
Rico's total yardage?
Total yards.
45.5.
77.5.
How?
Oh, I know. So I'm like, I don't want to bet under because like, does Vegas know something we don't know? You know what I'm saying? Like, because like Chuba, I feel like Chuba's going to get none of the work.
What's Chuba's?
They didn't have his total up, but they had Rico at 57 or it was Rico at 59 rushing yards and Chuba at 41 rushing yards. I'm guessing Chuba's more receiving yards, and then the rushing receiving is always higher because you have the buffer on both. So I'm guessing Chuba would be at like 71 because Saints defense sucks. I'm just saying, like, dude, now I have to start Rico over Fannin because that's a really high number, dude. 77.5. What the fuck?
That's wild. I would have put it high 40s, low 50s at most.
Same. But when I see something that's so far off what we think, I don't bet the under because obviously they know something that we don't know. Why would they set it that high?
I would like to go back and look and see what it was like last week, the week before. Is there a trend here? Is there something we're missing? Are they missing something?
They had it around that number, but last week was the first week we saw Chuba actually take over the backfield a little bit. And like coming off the bye, they had the report that Rico is going to have the early down work and Chuba is going to be like mixed in and the third down work. So it's essentially 50-50 split is what they're saying.
Okay.
So it's wild. So what's the answer? JMO, Neal, or Rico in half PPR? So I'm going JMO, right?
JMO.
Okay, I agree. Waddle, Harvey, Neal, start 2 PPR. Are we sitting? Waddle versus Neal is the question.
Yeah, it's Waddle versus Neal. They really seem to like giving Neal a ton of work there. Again, we have not seen the goal line stuff yet. We did see a little Taysom Hill. I think they want to see what they got in Neal. I'm gonna go Neal. I'm gonna roll the dice and I'm gonna go with Neal. He's getting 17, 18.
The only concern story is that the random pop-up Taysom Hill game, which we have not had since Neal's the starter, but you know that's a concern. Like, that's a thing. But essentially that's the same thing as like starting Rico with Chuba being there. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guarantee Kamara's not playing, so that's nothing to worry about.
Dude, we can all drop Kamara because even if he comes back, like Neal's earned a 40-50% share. And this offense sucks, and you don't want to timeshare back in the Saints offense with Taysom Hill still in the fold. Like, so please, everyone, drop Alvin Kamara. Are we on board with this one? He gone? I dropped him already. So
this is more of an emotional thing than anything else. I've loved Alvin Kamara since he came into the league. So for me, I've got him on one last league. It's my home league. I'm holding on to him just in case they're like, all right, here's your swan song, Alvin. Like, go nuts. It's not going to happen. So don't follow my advice on this one. This is strictly an emotional appeal.
Mark says, "Shut up, Mark. Number one super fan of the show. What's going on, buddy? Sorry about your Pitts Evans fuckery tonight." Rico has 20 more rush total yards essentially at bet 365 over Chuba. I was in the same. I'm the biggest Rico guy ever, dude. But like, weren't you in the boat of you would start Chuba over Rico this week?
Yeah, I would.
Now are you?
I'm not starting either guy now. Now I'm confused, and that yeah. I mean,
Vegas knows, bro. I'm telling you, Vegas knows. They don't get worked like they have some. They do get worked on some random lines. Don't get me wrong, on prop bets. Obviously, I do really well because there's some nice advantages we can have, but like they don't. This is a backfield kind of thing. It's usually like one player. Now, like, they're not going to get worked on both these guys, right? So, like, that means something to me.
Yeah. I mean, New Orleans is a pretty bad defense. I guess that goes into it, too. Actually, like, let's see what this week looks like. I probably wouldn't start either guy this week, but let's see what this week looks like. Dude, they get Tampa next week. And outside of Vita Vea, who in that front four is going to stop these guys from just carving them up on the ground? Like this,
and they had the Saints this week, so it's money. And they're getting their guard and center back. They're getting their 2 starting linemen back this week.
But if one guy emerges this week, like one guy kind of separates himself, that's the guy to start against Tampa next week.
Rico. So, real quick, Fannin or Rico, man, full PPR. Who are you starting, Fannin or Rico, full PPR? I know that Fannon's safer.
Rico's he doesn't get the passing work. That's the problem. Like in a PPR.
I know. The early down work. Who's getting the goal line work, right? 77 total yards is a big number. CK 2014 Forte is better than 2025 Bijan. 2014 Forte is a decent car, but you're insane. You guys are insane. I'm embarrassed. You guys are insane.
I'm telling you, man.
Bro, get the fuck out of town. Anarchy. I have Collins, Waddle, wide receiver 1 and 2. Williams and flex at the moment. That's money. But you were saying Waddle. I don't know. The other question was Waddle or who was the other guy we had? I forget the name. You can Waddle cold weather too.
Dude, for the record, in 2014, Matt Forte, 130 targets, 102 catches for 808 yards. That's wild.
Yeah, that's good. Who's a better runner of the football? I ain't even close.
I don't think it matters when you're talking about 1,900 all-purpose yards. Holy hell.
Okay, let's move on. Get the fuck out of here. I have to pee. I'm actually going to chug this beer and then pee. You sit this one out because this is for the $20 Jason holler. Hetzer, I want to hear Storey's take on the actual chances Todd Bowles is fired soon or at the end of the season. I'm going to chug this while you answer.
I mean, he's certainly slid into the hot seat, especially after tonight. It's fair to wonder, like, whether or not the team is done with him. Teams tend to hang on to guys that can get into the playoffs, that can keep them above 500, as we've seen. But he's up there with this. He's not up there with the Stefanskis of the world, but he's certainly on the hot seat. I'd say he's top 4 or 5 because look at the talent they've got on that team: Godwin, Ibuka, Evans, Bucky Irving, Baker Mayfield. The defense obviously needs work, and he's a defensive-minded head coach. So if they're not getting it done on the defense, why wouldn't the team move on from him? I think that if they don't make the playoffs, I think he's gone. I think he's gone completely.
Agreed. Do I pick up the Saints defense or just switch between Cowboys and Chiefs defense for the season? Chiefs defense, they have Tennessee week 16, so that's a must start. So Cowboys this week.
I think it's
Chiefs
Cowboys
next week.
Like you're only holding on the Cowboys and playing them because of this week against Minnesota, right? Like you're not going to play them the rest of the year.
No. You're getting
they're out in week 16 or 17.
Joe Blacko, Burrow ruined their cap. Now he wants out. Well, he did kind of because he did lobby for T. Higgins.
He reset the market, and every quarterback that gets paid now is going to. Jordan Love reset the market, so let's not go ahead and blame Burrow for getting paid what he should have gotten paid. The problem is they paid 2 wide receivers an absolute butt ton of money, put themselves in cap hell, weren't able to fix the offensive line, weren't able to fix the defense, and now you're in a situation where you're having to drop back 70 times a game. And you can't protect your quarterback.
That likely call was insane last week, right? 3 steps.
Well,
what's that, bro?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what
dude, think back on. Let's think back to week 1 last year. Remember the heel at Arrowhead, the end of the game where his heel touched. So like Isaiah Likely's been fucked out of more touchdowns than I'm trying to think of the sports athlete that got fucked out all of his money from his agent. Like, dude. Like, what does the NFL have against Isaiah Likely? You know how much money that's cost Isaiah Likely?
Rocky 5.
There you go. Like, what does the NFL have against fucking Isaiah Likely, dude? Like,
so here's the other. Like, Isaiah Likely's gone. He's not a Raven next year, which means that a team is going to pay him a pretty good chunk of change to come in and play. And
do you think that the Ravens should have kept Likely over Andrews though? I know Andrews is a better blocker, but Andrews is dust.
Yeah, but whatever reason, they like Harbaugh really, really likes Mark Andrews. So real quick,
Harbaugh might be gone, Story, as you said.
I think he should be gone. He won't be gone, but I think he should be gone. I'll tell you what, though, like you know who needs a tight end now? It's Washington. Like,
yeah,
Ertz ain't coming back, and
Benson it. I like him.
Okay, great.
Bates, they have Bates.
Yeah.
No, they need a tight end. Good call. Yeah. That's a nice fit for them with Jay Daniels.
You know who else needs it doesn't look like Ferguson's working out in LA. The Rams could use a tight end too.
Ferguson's gonna be a stud, bro.
Dude, Ferguson hasn't.
He's a rookie.
He's
a rookie. He's a rookie.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Anyway, so real quick though, like if that Likely catch wasn't a touchdown, why was the Bijan catch a fumble tonight? Why was that not an incomplete?
Right.
Catch?
Same exact thing. Actually, I think like it was the same exact thing. 3 steps. I wish I could play the Leonard Skinner song. Give me 3 steps. Give me 3 steps and miss. I'm gonna make a short with fucking Isaiah Likely just taking 3 steps. Hopefully my singing isn't that good. I get demonetized for singing Leonard Skinner.
I think we did
dropped Dart. Well, my voice isn't. I'm a drummer, bro. GT, I dropped Dart. Now my opponent has him. I have May and Burrow. What are you going to do? You're not going to hold on to Jackson Dart. Matchup's great, though, against Washington. It's great.
Yeah.
Chances CMC plays, I would say 90%. It's an illness. The players don't miss for illnesses.
I didn't even hear what's the news on CMC?
It's a cold. I don't know. It's something. COVID.
Is he questionable? Did he not practice? I didn't.
No, he just missed practice because he would illness. Like, I'm not worried. It's Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, if it's Saturday, different. But
first of all, yeah, it's Thursday. And second, questionable, dealing with illness. Yeah. When was the last time anybody missed anything for an illness?
2021 with COVID. Because they were forced to. GT, LeBron did the most divas shot over celebrating on a dunk. Well, I love you, GT, but let's not rip on LeBron on the show. I mean, he's a celebrator. Everyone celebrates. I could see him doing that, though, so I'm not going to disagree.
I thought GT was talking about LBJ and Lyndon Baines Johnson. Did you ever hear the audio of him on the phone with the guy who makes his trousers? Like the company that makes his trousers?
What?
I'll send it to you. He's talking about
custom trousers.
He needed more room in the crotch area because of his giant Johnson.
Ooh, Evans made Johnny Manziel. I mean, Johnny Manziel was a good backyard football college player for sure, all time elite actually, like Tim Tebow level, like legend. And then the NFL is a different animal, man. More speed, more talent. You actually need to prepare a little bit and actually not be 190 pounds and doing cocaine. That's just my take.
Yeah, don't do cocaine if you're a professional athlete.
Don't do that. Well, Lawrence Taylor worked out pretty good for Lawrence Taylor, but
it did.
Well, he was smoking crack, so smoke crack.
As
smoking crack's better than snorting it.
As long as the Colts are signing over the hill Chargers players, why don't they just sign LaDainian Tomlinson and have him?
Let's go,
Taylor.
I want to see my guy back again. Storey came and look at the screen. That's how repulsive he is by Helen Hunt. But he would bang her. He would bang her if he was single because the name value and the story.
The clout.
Storey would have a story.
I would have a story. Did I ever tell you about?
I would love it if Joe Blacko was
when I ran into Vince Young in the airport.
No, he's very tall, right?
I'll tell you offline because it's a long story. Yeah, I did.
Would you regret? Baker had a fine game, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns. So I would over Lawrence. Would you rather have Lawrence or what you got from Baker, 20 points?
Yeah, Lawrence isn't going to give you anything more on the ground than Baker gave you, and Lawrence has the ability to throw a couple of interceptions. So it's a process over results. I would have started Baker over Trevor Lawrence.
With the cold, would you still play Fannin over Likely? What if Andrews is out? So let's just break this down in multiple ways here. So let's just say Andrews is playing. We're playing Fannin over Likely, even with the matchup against the Bengals.
He's questionable too. What the hell is going on in the NFL this year? Glute injury.
So what do you think? Let's just say Andrews plays.
Okay.
They needed a must-win game. Are you playing Fannin? We'll call this full PPR. Fannin or Likely?
Fannin.
What if Andrews is out? Now we have a discussion.
Now it's easy. Now it's Likely.
Really?
Yeah, because the Bengals are historically bad against the tight ends.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, I can see that.
Who's going to get the touchdowns there? Flowers, Bateman, Hopkins.
Did you see Todd Bowles' interview? He said he was pretty honest, and
no.
Usually he is pretty honest in terms of like interviews, but he's not honest about his injury reports. That's his problem.
Very few coaches are.
Sports says, shouldn't have trusted Ibuka. Now I have to live with his 5 points in my lineup. Well, are you playing standard? Because that must be standard because he had 10.5 in PPR. And he had overthrown twice and then once included in the end zone where you can't jump. And Storey is finally give me I gotta pee and get a couple beers. Give me your take on it. I've been saying since week 4. It's been mostly since the groin injury that Emeka Ibuka's vertical is like Zach Ertz's vertical, and it's like 22 inches. Now, the fact that remains that his pro day vertical is 38 inches on record. Most garbage thing you ever heard, right?
He's probably still hurt. I'm convinced that you're right and that he's actually unable. It's not that he's unable to separate. It's unable to get any vertical lift. And Baker loves throwing high this year. I don't know exactly what's causing it, but it's not just Ibuka that he's throwing high to. He's throwing high. We saw that with Evans. We saw it with Godwin. Baker's off completely. The one end zone target. There was a couple of times where if he had just looked, the one at the end of the game, if he caught Ibuka in stride, he's probably still running. If he caught him in the end zone there. The one he was way high on. I know that Egbuka didn't really get up high, but that ball was 3 feet over his head. There was another one too. So it's not just Egbuka. I think he's still bothered by the lower body injury, but I'm not convinced that Baker's also not hurting. I don't think he can get the rotation on his throws that he used to get because of that left shoulder injury. I don't think he's fully healthy.
No, but I don't think his vertical was good in the first place. T-Law versus Jets or Purdy versus Titans? I'm going Purdy all day after the bye.
I'm going Purdy all day. There's very few quarterbacks I'd start over Purdy.
Well, the interceptions are a problem, but it's also the Titans defense.
Yeah, but interceptions cost you what? 2 points each? 1 point each?
GM says, can you flash the bets? No, I can't. Saturday night, I put those up. They're all on the Discord. So again, I have to, I'm giving out a lot of winners. We're making a lot of money. So I have to incentivize people to get in and help support your dude. If you're, 71 and 38, like what, if you put $100 on all those bets, you are up $3,000. So,
and what's the top end Patreon membership cost?
Well, top end is 22, but to get access to the early bets and all other perks is $5 a month.
Yeah, but think about this: $22 a month. You're 71 and 38, right? Somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
So, like that pays for itself in the first month, and you've paid for your year just on the bets alone.
And if you want to get that membership, you get to come on the show as a guest. You get a million other things. That's the high-end one. Literally, it's cost $5 a month to get access to the bets.
You can tell us we're wrong. I'm wrong about coaches being stupid.
Yeah.
But here we are.
So, GM, professionalfanatics.com. I mean, you come on Saturday. The problem is with these prop bets, by the time you get the bets on Saturday for Sunday, when I place these bets on Wednesday, the lines are just, whether they win or lose, like they're going to be typically 5 yards higher than what I get them at. So over the course of time alone, you're going to lose money on that because I will win some bets that you won't because I'll have DJ Moore at 29.5 and you'll have DJ Moore at 34.5. He might have 33 yards. So I hope you can respect that because I've been giving these bets out for free for 4 years and they've been killing for 4 years. This is the 5th year and this is the best year. So check that out. Bucky kind of sold me, but Bijan picked me up with a performance. Bucky did. He was bad for fantasy. I mean, the fact that Sean Tucker got the touchdown, the fact that the receiving work's not there. Where are you ranking Bucky? Give me. I gotta grab a beer because I dropped my headphone under the couch. Where would you rank him rest of your PPR running back?
16 to 18. Like I don't think he's a QB1 anymore because they're clearly not interested in giving him the high value touches. It wasn't just Bucky broke off a big run. He got them down to like the 2-yard line. He needed a breather, so they brought in Sean Tucker. Like, it's weird because they don't really have a backup running back. They've got 3 guys. Bucky is the lead, definitely, but they've also got Rachaad White and Sean Tucker. And those 2 guys are equally behind Bucky Irving. But it wasn't just Bucky, ended up getting this 1 carry and he scored. It was Sean Tucker. It wasn't Sean Tucker just getting this 1 carry. Sean Tucker was in on, 80% of the green zone touches, the touches inside the 10, which is very concerning for Bucky Irving's long-term value. Is Todd Bowles worried about his health, his durability? I don't know what it is. It also flipped versus last week where Bucky Irving was getting a ton of work inside the 20, and now with Sean Tucker, are they trying something new? I don't know. You can't sit him, obviously, but I cannot expect running back 1 numbers going forward. You just can't. I forgot that the special guest in that is Bonnie Franklin.
I love that. By the way, next year, you know what we're going to do, Storey? At least 1, maybe 2 shorter shows, but private shows just for the Patreon members for start sit questions and all that kind of stuff. Maybe 1 on Tuesday for waivers and 1 on Thursday or Friday. Just 40 minutes for just the 30 or 40 people that we have more time to answer these questions. and no super chats or anything. We'll get to everyone's question. We actually get to everyone's question now, but hopefully next year, different environment because it's going to grow. We're growing. And why wouldn't we be growing, Story?
Yeah, because at some point, like, we're not going to be able to get to everybody's question because there's going to be so many people in the chat, you know?
I hope so. They should be, because also the entertainment level is next fucking level. Jonathan, hypothetical, if Jacobs is out starting A-Chain and Emmanuel Wilson, should I flex Rico, Brees, or Brian Thomas, or Jaden Higgins? Jaden Higgins, get him out of there. Full PPR. Rico, Brees, or Brian Thomas? Let's assume Brees is healthy. You got that clown at quarterback. Brian Thomas is healthy.
Brian Thomas, I think. Yeah.
Brian Thomas is at 47.5 yards. Vegas receiving number. Rico 77 total yards. Yeah, I want to bet the over. I'm debating. That might be my last play.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the Parker Washington news. If Parker Washington is active, I won't bet it. If Parker Washington is inactive or he's like going to not miss.
I can't believe he played last week, to be honest.
No, Parker missed last week.
You did?
Yeah, he missed.
Thinking of somebody different than.
So Rico's. I want Brees over Rico, or am I crazy? Because Rico has a 77.5 fucking total yards.
No, because the volume should elevate Brees Hall. I don't know. I'm really worried about Brees Hall, rest of the season, this week in particular. But the volume is guaranteed with Brees Hall. Nobody else is touching the ball there.
Dude, you know my $500 league. I'm 13-1, right? Top. I had 200 more points than everyone else. Top seed. I had Tucker Kraft. So my tight end is Jawan Johnson. I have no tight end. I have Ibuka and Brees Hall and Jalen Hurts. I have other good players like CeeDee Lamb and Javonte Williams and regardless, but I have Ibuka, I have Brees Hall, and I don't like that. And Jalen Hurts, who has been awful. But I'm gonna roll with my guys, right? I'm not gonna fucking get cute.
Yeah, I mean the nice thing about Brees Hall is you're guaranteed 20, 22 touches. The question is, what can he do with them?
Throw the ball.
Because
so what's the answer? Are we going Brees Hall?
I'm going Brees Hall because of the volume, strictly because of the volume.
And then if
that when they get down to the goal line, Brees Hall, if they get down to the goal line, when they start playing some prevent defense in that third quarter, that Brees Hall is the guy.
What if Jacobs is in? Now Emmanuel Wilson's not a start, so it's A-Chain. You guys pick two. A-Chain, is it A-Chain, Brees, and Brian Thomas? Are you sitting Rico? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Rico, Brees, and Brian Thomas. You're going Brian Thomas over Rico.
In a full PPR, Brian Thomas for sure. And then I'm going to stick with Brees. He also, they're not using him as much in the passing game as I would like, or they have used him in the past. But the volume alone keeps him in the high-end running back 2 conversation.
Would you guys start the 49ers defense in week 16 against the Colts? Yes, but we also this week will be telling, right? If it's Phillip Rivers and we think what's going to happen is going to happen.
I think it'll be Phillip Rivers. They haven't activated him yet or elevated him. But yeah, barring the impossible, I would definitely start the defense. Even though their defense is pretty bad, I would still start the 49ers defense.
Apparently, Matt drafted this dude, the tight end in the preseason. He's a rising prospect and a good end of the year. I
guess the dude had.
Here's the thing: he got 7.8 points today. That's not in best ball. That's nothing. You got 7.8 points, right? 1 catch, 8 yards, touchdown. I guess.
Is that good in best ball? I don't know.
know. I mean, what? No, dude. It's your best player. Is that are you gonna win a tournament because of that? Dude, 7.8 points. That's not even in your lineup. I mean, it shouldn't be.
Well, I don't know. I'm just asking.
Because let's say you have 2 or 3 tight ends. If another tight end can't crack 7.8, you're not winning the week. You need to score 170 points in half PPR. Because it's 18 players.
Is best ball when I was doing best ball, when I was doing draft, it was all total points. Is it head to head now?
Now it's no. Now you're just competing against 12 other guys, and the highest score, the highest team of the 12 in typical tournaments advances to the next round. So you got to beat out 12 other teams. So 7.8, it's cool. You got a touchdown. I'm very happy for you. That's not enough. I'm just saying it's not going to be used. So
I mean, I'm just saying, like when I was doing draft, like you would compete against 12 other guys. You'd pay your $10, $20.
Yeah, and then you advance to week 15. Now you have to play against 12 other guys in a tournament. When you play like the big tournaments,
these weren't tournaments. This was like
yeah.
10 to $100.
Total points. That's just total points. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that just makes that guy. I'm just saying that makes that guy a terrible pick because he has 7 points all year.
Yeah.
It's not great.
He
He says Devin Culp gonna start on fire for the fantasy playoffs. Kate Otten's coming back, and then the guy won't see the field. I'm sorry, man. Like no. Isaiah Likely's the guy that will catch fire, maybe, but I mean, I hope it works out. Fannin leads the Browns in all receiving stats. Damn straight he fucking does. My boy. I have him in I don't know, 10 leagues. And that softens the blow of my Tucker Kraft 13 losing him in 13 leagues, right? Oof. Fannin's kind of there. Tucker Kraft was a god. By the way, Tucker Kraft is still like tight end 15 in the season. Story. He's missed half the year. What a god.
I feel so bad for that guy. But
can you at least admit now that Tucker Kraft was the better pick than Tyler Warren? Like, I know the injury happened, but I'm saying like the process was Tucker Kraft was the number 1 receiver in Green Bay.
Yeah,
That's
I mean you can't predict injuries.
Do you remember the conversation we had when I was telling you how amazing he was? And like, I think you warmed to it towards the end of the year when you saw some of the film. You actually, I made you dive deep in the film. And like this year, I really hope that he maybe misses the first 2 weeks next year, and I can get him in like the 12th round as my second tight end because that dude's a fucking warrior. And like, again, I don't like drafting injured players, Story, but like after the 10th round, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you just have to worry about whether or not that saps his after the catch ability. Like if it takes away some of that explosiveness after the catch, it's a bit of a problem. Like I was anti Javonte Williams, ended up coming around, but you got to admit the dude has no burst whatsoever now. It's strictly a volume.
No. But you know what the upside is? Luke Musgrave is dog shit.
Oh my god.
So they don't have like Fitzpatrick. They have nobody. So like he will come back to his 80-90% snap share, which when you're getting a guy, in the 13th round, he's still gonna be a top 12 tight end with what we saw this year.
Yeah.
As long as he's not like totally like Javonte Williams' first year back from injury, which was multi-ligament tear though. And it's a running back. Running backs are different, man.
Yeah. There's not so much lateral quickness that's necessary with the tight end position. You need a lot of strength. You need a lot of burst. So if that's repaired properly, it shouldn't be that much of a drag. He will not I guarantee you, he will not be the prime Tucker Kraft. It's almost impossible to get back to your pre-injury form with that injury, but he can be 90% of what he was.
Oh, 80% of Tucker Kraft is worth a 9th round pick if he misses 2 weeks.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
So Matt says if Bryce continues to play like he did against the Rams, he picked up the Rams apart like a surgeon. Seems to be coming. He didn't pick him. He didn't pick him apart like a surgeon. That was a rain game, and he had 2 long touchdowns to Coker and Ted McMillan. Like they were running the ball over him, right? That was what happened. But like, I don't know. I like Bryce Young. He's okay. Like, what do you think about Bryce Young? I haven't had Hank Mardukas. I don't know if you saw the stream Story. Hank Mardukas is a hardcore Carolina fan, and he was really realistic. He's like, they're going to pick up his 5th-year option. He's not the guy. Like, he's not the future. He could potentially be a top 10 quarterback in the league, maybe. And that's his upside is like 10th best quarterback. I mean, that's not ringing endorsement.
They beat the Rams 2 weeks ago, whatever it was.
They did, yeah.
Yeah,
he played well.
That was Stafford's worst game of the year by far. So I'm impressed with what Bryce Young put together, but let's not make it what it wasn't. It was 3 touchdowns, but it was 200 yards passing, 215, whatever it was, 205, 215, something like that. It's not like he absolutely set the world on fire and threw for 375, right? He managed to be it's like Stafford put them in short fields and they were in good position to take advantage of that. So Bryce Young now seems to be a very serviceable quarterback. And
serviceable. It's fine.
So
it's cool.
I was looking into this today. The lack of development of quarterbacks in college football because of NIL, because of the transfer portal, because of these Josh Heupel type offenses has absolutely hurt the NFL because these quarterbacks that can succeed doing things in college football, they're not able to do in the NFL because of the level of talent that there is on the defense. So there's probably 20 starting quarterbacks, like realistically starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And then if one gets hurt, like Daniel Jones, now we're bringing in Phillip Rivers. Like we as consumers should demand more from the product. We should not be subjected to Tyrod Taylor, right? To Phillip Rivers, to these backup, like to Brady Cook. This is not what we signed up for. We should not have to be subjected to this. It's bad that college football has put us in this position, and NFL has enabled it at the same time.
They also don't tell us anything, and they definitely don't tell us everything.
Good.
Story.
Tell me everything.
Okay, they were both here. They were both inside me. Eduardo was in my mouth and Luther was in my butt.
Oh my God, no, don't tell me everything. What? No, what?
Damn it, Bonnie.
Eduardo who?
Sanchez.
Holy shit, tell us more.
Then Luther went in Eduardo's butt for a while.
Tell us less. Tell us less.
Then they both completed on each other. I was left out of the finale.
I just noticed that Charlie Day is wearing a tie very similar to one that I wore in my like senior high school like yearbook picture.
Heyo, he's got some fashion. Bucky usage has me depressed. Get fucking mouth breather 44 out of the backfield. Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker's actually a really good player. So I don't have issues with that because he is a better goal line back than Bucky. It's just the three-way committee.
Why was he getting work at the 15-yard line is the question.
I don't get that. And why are they also using him in returning kicks? Like he's not competent.
That I don't understand either. I don't know what they're doing there in Tampa. It's bad.
Michael, the reason that Ibuka's targets look worse than Mike Evans is because Baker and Mike Evans have been working together for a few years. And
Also-
they said on the stream, like he overthrows everyone, so Mike Evans is a giant.
Yeah, Mike Evans is 6'5" or 6'4", whatever it is, and but he if you go back and watch the tape, I'll bet you'll see he was super on point when it came to Evans and Ibuka. Like he just, I don't know, every other throw he's just behind, ahead, over. Like even with Bucky, he was just like out of the backfield, simple wheel route, and he couldn't.
Yeah,
in the flat, like just bad.
No shit. By the way, how about that Bijan catch that didn't count? That one-hander?
Oh, I might have missed that.
Wheel route, 45 yards in the air, one hand. He stepped out of bounds. Again, Matt Forte, Bijan, my ass. Get the fuck out of here. Peasy says, I might have missed it. Jawan, I did miss this question. Sorry, Peasy. Jawan Johnson or Theo Johnson? We'll call this full PPR.
Jawan.
Ooh, the Johnsons.
Yeah, I'm going to put my personal feelings aside. It's got to be Jawan. Full PPR.
This is our bet, Story.
Okay, yeah.
By the way, I'm winning that bet more than you think because
I forgot about the bye week.
I'm gonna go Theo for upside. Theo has upside. He's against Washington. I'm going Theo, bro. Like that the Commanders defense. No, I want to play everyone against Commanders defense, I guess is my point. So it's Theo. In full PPR, it's closer. Like half PPR, it's Theo for sure. Would you agree?
Yeah. I'm just looking up his catch here. Wow. That was ruled a no catch?
Yeah, you saw that. It was badass, though, right? That's Bijan. Again, Bijan's better than Bo fucking Jackson. Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, I only see a screenshot. Like, nobody's posted a... I haven't found a video, but...
You see how casual Bijan caught that? That's why Bijan's elite. Mean Muffin. Sorry, Mark. Mean Muggin. Contributing the chug goal. Love y'all. Mark, I need 50 more like Mark. Again, shut up, Mark. He's been on the show 3 times. What a fucking dude. We love Mark. What a nice guy.
Great.
Canadian,
also Canadian. Yeah. Hey, what province are you in, Mark? Because I was just talking.
In not Toronto. What's the other one? I'm drunk. Montreal. I think he's in Montreal.
Okay, so Quebec. He's in Quebec.
I think so. Again, I've been drinking, so I forget these things. But
Mark,
I'm just saying, anyone has an issue with Canadians, like get the fuck out of here. He's the fucking best. So that's a Canadian.
Montreal is like the bachelor party haven of North America.
He's getting so much ass, and it's even better than Helen Hunt ass. I think Helen Hunt ass is pretty good.
Maybe.
That one throw though, one of the first throws, I think it was the second target Ibuka had. It was a little he was in the lineup in the left side of the field playing X, and it was a little simple slant that Baker just threw way over his head and left. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yep.
What was that? Was that Ibuka or was that Baker? Because I think Ibuka might have cut in too soon. But would it surprise you if it was Baker with how inaccurate he is?
No, I think it was a little column A, a little column B. Like, Baker is not on the same page as Hetzer puts it. He's not on the same page with Ibuka. I don't know. Like, they're the timing, I don't know what it is. It's really, really weird.
If Andrews plays 3.5 receptions for 36 plus yards, under on the receptions for sure.
Yeah, but he might go 3 catches for 17 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, he's outside Toronto, and man, I got to do a shot now too. Keep up all the great work, guys. Been watching the show for a few months now, and still haven't missed a show in time. No, he's been on pretty much every show and actually gets on before we start and is usually on the whole time. That's the dedication you have is actually more impressive than my dedication, right? Like, that's obviously we're doing something right, man. And it's not just me. Also, it's my cavalcade of guests. Story. It's yourself. It's Ray. It's the Chaz. It's some of the new guys. We had like 6 guests. Like, the guests are elite, the content's elite, the knowledge is elite, and the entertainment is the difference. I hope.
Well, I mean, we're actually putting out real content, not like certain individuals who will not be named who put out rage bait just to get engagement on YouTube and burst their numbers. We're not doing it.
No, we get to that organically, like our Matt Forte argument.
Like, but I'm talking about a certain individual who will not be named who put out a video about how Daniel Jones needs to compensate fantasy players, right? Obviously, that's not a real take. That's not a real opinion. It is strictly there to rage bait and engage people. Like, that's the worst of the worst. It's not helping anybody. You're not providing any useful, meaningful, actionable content. All you're doing is pissing people off. And even people know they're rage bait. They interact with it, and it just boosts the algorithm. That's the problem. I like.
You know what it is, though? I'm guilty of that for this guy. I mean, not going to lie.
I'm not going to name names. He named names.
Yeah. You got me blacklisted from Hop Sings?
I like to think that we're at least helping people, helping them make decisions that would positively impact their, fantasy situation.
You know what it is, Story? It's when you're that bad and your takes have been just god awful all year. So all your teams are dead. All your followers' teams are dead. You have to go to NFL is rigged. This is an excuse. NFL is rigged. And he has a betting thing too. I want to see what his bet record is because it's got to be bad. The bets are bad. The picks are bad. And he's also bad in terms of, like, he's not funny. He doesn't watch football like we do. So, like, you have to go to the other thing. Like, that's why I won't do that, because maybe I will next year if we have a bad year, which, knock on wood, it's not going to happen because it never happens here. You have to go to something else because the real content, like, who would actually pay attention? Like, I was probably losing a lot of Patreon members. Like, who would want to pay to lose money? That's insane. Like, you need to make money if you're paying somebody, or at the very least, be entertained and, like, break even. And it's insane. It's here's the thing, though. It's a sad world we're living in, Story, and we get a lot of that bullshit.
I will say that it's difficult to cut through the noise these days. There's a ton of content online, right? And so obviously there's the rage baiters, the people that are there strictly to engage. But there's also, like, the algorithm baiters, the guys that will put up, like, oh, last year I gave you Tajay Spears and so on and so forth. And so these are the guys you need to add to your fantasy roster for a playoff run. And he brings up, like, Tyler Algier, Blake Corum, guys that have been added to rosters weeks ago. Or they'll say something like, this is the most underrated fantasy or waiver wire week of the year, and it's just copy and paste bullshit from weeks past. Like, it's just nonsense that these guys, like, there's no ethical standard for journalism. They're just bringing bullshit week and week and week, just churning the algorithm, hoping that people engage, click, like,
that's all it is. Yeah. I want real followers. I want the people that are subscribing and joining. I want them to be like, the people we have are legit and the community is legit. They don't, like, I don't doubt he has that. And like, anyone could, you make enough takes, Storey, and enough bold predictions, like, you're going to get some right. But like, unfortunately, if you get a million wrong, and we've had a lot of wrong calls here, in terms of specifically guys coming back from injury, which is something hard to predict. But in terms of, I don't go out on the limb that often in terms of like crazy things. I'm not doing things for clickbait. But like Michael Wilson, like I promise you, no one was higher on Michael Wilson in the industry than me, because it's impossible, right? I talked about Michael Wilson like 10% of the shows that week before he went off. And if you remember, Storey, I had Michael Wilson as a PP in 2024. Remember that?
I definitely remember.
And you fucking rolled your eyes, bro.
And I argued Greg Dortch there. Well, actually,
Wilson was wide receiver 70. He's going wide receiver 70. It was more of a best ball thing, and he had 5 touchdowns last year. That's pretty good. But I just like the player, and like, obviously I've had my stiffy for Michael Wilson's been going on since Stanford. I don't know what it was about Michael Wilson. I like he's a grimy player, man. Like, he's just a grinder, and he's a savvy player, and maybe he's gonna bust this week. I think he's gonna have 12 targets. Is he a must start on that topic?
We have to assume that Marvin Harrison will not play. It's just it's a weird situation there, because
Marvin Harrison might not play this year, dude. Heel injury, Storey.
I'm done predicting that stuff, because I thought T. Higgins for sure wasn't going to play, and yet here we are. Although the one I was right on was Trey Benson. I did say that dude was done 3 weeks ago.
I don't like it.
My entire point is, like, you got to be able to cut through the noise, because there's so much, like, just algorithm, like, churning, like, people just bringing up the same keywords, phrases, whatever, to try to get people engaging. And all it is just to get ad revenue. We're just trying to help you guys. We're obviously, we're trying to put a community together, make a little business, etc. But we're trying to help everybody so that they have a good fantasy season, and then also provide some entertainment along the way. We're going to keep it going. Movies, TV shows, whatever you guys want to talk about in the off season, and then combine, draft, etc.
And then next year we repeat it. And like, my thing is, if I just keep on doing what I'm doing and with the right calls, and obviously I have a track record of 10 years playing 25 plus leagues. Like, I've been playing fantasy longer, but for 10 years, Storey, I've been playing 25 redraft leagues, which is, I'm saying, industry guys are liars. They play 7. Matt Harmon, who is the best, and I get that, but he plays 7 leagues, which, okay, I get down on that. And like, these other guys, the fantasy footballers, are playing like 3 leagues, bro. Like, you want to listen to those guys, or the guy that's playing 25 leagues? Storey, the guy that's a college fantasy football college expert, which we pair like fine wine. And then 6 other opinions. Like, that's the key, is information, opinions, but it's not for clicks. It's not for fucking clicks. And if I just keep on making people money, making right decisions, why would they not come back here? Also, they're getting laughs, and they get to look at Storey's handsome fucking face. Jesus. It's good. Kevin O'Connell and shit.
I'm gonna get one of those straight razor shaves before I go on vacation. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah. Rob, I think Baker is overthrowing, I think, a few dudes. Well, he's overthrowing a lot of people, bro. It's rough. And then GT says groin injuries seem to not go away. And that's the point. Hamstring injuries heal faster than groin injuries. And Ibuka had the groin injury week 4 or week 5.
It depends. Who was it that had the hamstring injury earlier? Well, Evans has popped up with a hamstring like every single year for the last 9 years. But who had the hamstring that would not go away?
Well, Mike Evans has been known for that, but
there was somebody this year, though. It'll come to me. Yeah, for the most part, the groins are one of the worst. You got to worry about groins a lot.
Kyle Pitts is going to not sustain this, but he's going to be a tight end 1, high-end tight end 1, unless London comes back. Even when London comes back, Kyle Pitts is still a top 12, top 10 guy, right? I mean, he's balling out.
You cannot.
He looks great.
You can't. This is another cliche I use, but you can't put the genie back in the bottle here. Like, he showcased the talent that we knew he had coming out of Florida. So
about time. But hey, you know what? I remember how I made the same point. It was the Eric Ebron point regarding. Oh, there goes Michael Myers. Regarding Kyle Pitts, and like Eric Ebron was like a 5th-year breakout, I believe, because Eric Ebron was also a 21-year-old rookie, and he had one decent year in Detroit. Goes to Indianapolis with Andrew Luck and catches 13 touchdowns.
To be fair, I read the stat tonight that Kyle Pitts is younger today than he was when Travis Kelce caught his first touchdown in the NFL.
Yeah, well, Kyle Pitts is his 5th year, and he was 20 when he was drafted, so he's 24.
Yeah,
I believe.
So wrap your head around that one. This guy could still have a really good career in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, because like he had enough athleticism, and I think the athleticism we were sold was never really brought to us due to the injuries. Right, the second year he had that major injury. I think he rushed back. I don't think he ever really. I think he was an overrated athlete coming out of Florida. Let's be honest there, because he was Calvin Johnson.
No argument. He was overrated.
When you're brought up here, and that this was the bar, just because you're 75% of that bar, which was Calvin Johnson at tight end, doesn't mean you're a bad athlete. And now you're bringing the other aspect of now he's learning to play the position. Now he's learning something. He can beat zone a little bit. He's more comfortable. Confidence goes a fucking long way, Storey, and we're seeing it right now with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
it's awesome. I mean, I'm happy for the dude because he has been.
We probably just saw his best career game ever.
I mean, we just said it. It's top 5 of all time.
Yeah.
But like, here's the thing: is like fantasy football and social media has just been so harsh on some of these players. Like, you know, like dude, literally, we're talking about the counselor saying Daniel Jones, who just cost himself $150 million, needs to get his ass back on the field. Now that's an extreme example, but bro, like Kyle Pitts, because where he was drafted in the NFL draft, where he's been drafted in fantasy for 4 years, has been the brunt of so much shit talking. You know, he hears it because like. But in reality, Kyle Pitts is still a pretty good NFL player in his career.
Yeah, and you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still better than the guy we're talking about in the Bucks.
They're still humans. Like this kind of stuff. They still react to this kind of stuff. Tight end is you have to learn blocking assignments. You have to learn parts of the offensive line. You got to split your time. It's a difficult position to learn. It takes guys a while to break out. Like Kyle Pitts, he's got the athletic ability to do it. It's just, can he get there mentally? I think we also need to take a step back and realize like wide receivers used to take 2 years to develop, and then we used to talk about the 3rd-year breakout. Then it was the 2nd-year breakout. Now it's like, listen, if Alec Ayamanor is not producing in year 1, he's worthless to us. Well, why don't we give it a little bit and let the NFL develop into let these guys develop within the NFL.
Is Raheem Morris to blame for all these penalties? Like, it's easy to blame the coach. That's a really, really rough. Like, it's not running smooth. It is the opposite of running smooth right now. It's been like that for weeks and years, actually. But it's that is not a smoothly running offense or defense or just organization or
no. I mean
anything like that.
How many penalties? 19, 20 penalties?
19, bro, and they won the game. On the road on Thursday Night Football. Short week.
A real coach would take him in the locker room and be like, "Hey, great job, guys, but this was ridiculous. This was the most ridiculous football game I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, hey, Bijan, you did a great job. Hey, Kirk Cousins, you did a great job. David Sills, you got to tighten up those hands, man. That was ridiculous. And also the penalties, we're running sprints tomorrow morning."
No, I'm saying, like, think about that. All the penalties in the David Sills that would have probably been a touchdown, 45 yards, like all that shit happened, and they still won the game. Like, that's a reflection of the Bucs.
So Raheem Morris is going to go and celebrate, and he should go in and be like, "That's great, but we're running wind sprints tomorrow morning because we had 19 penalties in this game at 145 penalty yards."
Yeah, Schultz, Theo, or Warren with the old man Rivers at quarterback. I'm still going Tyler Warren here.
Dalton Schultz has been super necessary to that offense.
I'm not going Dalton Schultz over Tyler Warren, man. And here's what I said yesterday, and let me know what you think about this. Tyler Warren out of college, Penn State, he was a triple threat, right? We saw him similar to Cam Scatterbo as a running back. Like, we saw him throw touchdowns, run touchdowns, and receive touchdowns. They're more likely to use him as a wildcat. Like, he might get 3 wildcat snaps in this game. He might throw a pass in this game. Like, they will try to choose every opportunity to get fucking Rivers off the field around the goal line, right? And Tyler Warren's a weapon. He's a weapon.
They already stopped using Daniel Jones under center for QB sneaks because of that tibia fracture.
So think about this.
Why would they subject 44-year-old Philip Rivers to those punishing hits at the goal line? I guess you're right, but I really
it goes to this story. It's rookie quarterbacks. What do they lean on? Tight ends. Philip Rivers is always leaning on his tight end because he's got a noodle arm. Now he's 5 years older than his last time he's seen him play football. You think he's throwing the ball downfield to Alec Pierce? Do you think there's going to be time to throw the ball downfield to Alec Pierce against the Seahawks? So it comes down to Michael Pittman, Josh Downs, who might not be in the field because they're going to have to bring an extra offensive lineman in to block. So you're going to have less 11 personnel. It's going to be a lot of 12 personnel, possibly 13 personnel. Tyler Warren, baby. And I'm not saying it's a good thing for Tyler Warren. I think it's a lateral move because more opportunity, because he has not been great the last 4 weeks.
No, it's been bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's been really, really bad with him. I want to believe. And fortunately, the few leagues that I have Tyler Warren in, I've got to buy, so I can kind of sit back and wait. But there's not a guy that I would stream over Tyler Warren. Like, I'm not streaming, no offense to Jonathan, I'm not streaming Theo Johnson over Tyler Warren.
Fannin or Warren? I have that decision. I'm going Warren. Really?
Yeah. That's an easy one for me. No Njoku, I'm going Fannin on the other one. Yeah.
Well, if Njoku's ruled out, it might be different. But as of now, he's not ruled out. So
this year is so weird. Dude, lands on his knee, hard on his knee. He's out for the game. He's in the medical tent. He goes to the locker room. He comes back to go to the medical tent. Then he goes out again. He doesn't come back in. And the next thing you know, questionable. Tyrone Tracy looks like he needs crutches. Hip contusion. He's fine. He's playing. This year is so weird.
GT, it's vodka. It's disgusting. I'm not proud of it. That's all I had, man. And I didn't think we get to actually the goal of the 15, so I wanted to do something. It's gross. Vodka shots are just that's like starting. Trying to think of a gross player. I've drank too much. I can't think of it. Who is it like starting? Drinking vodka shots like starting who in fantasy? Philip Rivers at 44 years old. Don't say Adonai Mitchell. What the fuck? Gross. Rage baiters piss me off. They're the worst. I don't like them. It works though, right? You know what works the most, Story, I notice, is golf stuff and sexy girls.
It's easy to rage bait, get people pissed off, and you rail against one particular group, one particular sect, and you get the fucking you get the views. I hate it.
You know what works though? And I'm guilty of clicking on these, but you get a hot girl in yoga pants and it's some stupid thing on a short. Dude, they have literally 300,000 likes. There's nothing to it. It's 8 seconds. I'm saying hi, and it's just some girl. It's not even she's hot, but it's not that hot, and she just has a decent ass. And dude, what are we? I mean, I click on it, so I guess I'm and it's funny is sometimes on my YouTube account is linked to the TV and shit. So I'll be scrolling through. I watch a lot of YouTube, and my short is just the recommended is 4 out of 6, just yoga pants girls. I gotta be yeah, I don't know why that came up. Why did that come up?
No, it's for me, I see a lot of cast then and now. So it's the cast from the Avengers, in 2014 versus 2024. But the image for the short is, Elizabeth Olsen in a cleavage dress, a skin.
And they barely show it. It's just the image.
Yeah, it's just the image.
Yeah.
It gets a ton.
Trust me, man. I do a lot of there's a lot of the gymnasts and track runner ones. They look great, and then I watch it. It's a girl running track, and there's one little shot of it. I'm no. I want that still shot blown up. Because why am I watching this? But I already clicked on it, so they won. And the counselor wins. So we need to start winning, Story. We need to Charlie Sheen this shit. And thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Personality, attitude, and aura. I like that, man. That's and the other great host, also Story.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, what it is I think I'm a pretty honest I'm actually too honest, and I just literally mentioned. And the thing is, my wife will she could watch this video. She might actually hear me talk about the yoga, but I don't. You know how I am, Story. I just tell her how it is, man. And
My
She knows
wife
who I
could
am.
sleep through a freight train. You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant.
Like such a good quote from Christmas Vacation, dude. Oh my God. What I'm sorry, I'm slow right now. What is who is that? It's Aunt Bethany and
Uncle
Lewis.
yeah.
Uncle Lewis is the worst. How about you do something more constructive and grab my stogie? Fucking guy. Man. This is a stupid question, probably, but would you guys feel fine? Mike Evans is a must start going forward, right?
Yeah, 100%. He's
Targets, bro.
18, I'd say.
Michael, I know exactly who you're talking about. Are you talking about the fantasy football show? How about Smitty? He said, admittedly, I watched someone else a lot, and while I love how he's like feels guilty about saying this. Like,
yeah, dude, don't be guilty. Like, watch whatever you want. Listen to whatever
I like the show a great deal. I sometimes don't like the attitude that they just have and how they come across just because you disagree with their takes. I can be a little, what's the word? A little
defensive.
No, not defensive. Like a little like asshole-ish. But everyone's allowed to have their take. You know what I mean? Like,
Churlish?
I just want to hear some evidence. There it is. Who is it, Michael? Tell me. I bet it's Smitty. I guarantee it's Smitty. He's really good though. He knows his shit. He is very good. Evans must spend a ton of time with the QBs to have 1,000-yard seasons. No, Mike Evans is an elite talent, and he's a freak, dude. You look at Mike Evans on the sideline. He looks like a basketball player. He's 6'5". Those arms, bro. He's an alien. He's literally an alien. And let's not forget, Mike Evans, 4'4", 2, 4'4", 140 coming out of college. Like the size and speed combo is almost unmatched in the NFL. Like Calvin Johnson would be one that has better, but like Mike Evans was a burner coming out of college.
Yeah, man, Texas A&M. Absolute stud.
He was a burner, and he's just not a burner anymore. But what are your thoughts about Godwin?
He's not getting anything after the catch anymore whatsoever. But the fact is, Baker trusts him to go up and get a ball, and that's exactly what you need.
Godwin, are you worried now? He caught the touchdown, but other than that, he was
I wouldn't be starting Godwin. Godwin is the third wheel. Like Ibuka, as bad as it was for Ibuka, he did get 2 end zone targets. It's just him and Baker are not connecting. Godwin, like, he was not part of the game. Like, there was as many plays that McMillan was on the field as Godwin was on the field. And Tez Johnson was on the field a fair amount. So they were running a lot of 3 wide receiver sets, which is fine. Evans was on the field for, like, I would guess his snap share was at 85%, which is just wild. And Ibuka was on there probably the same amount. But Godwin rotated out with McMillan quite a bit. So I'd be worried about starting Godwin going forward. I don't know what it is, but he's not a full-time player right now. So I can't trust him in lineups.
Should I restash Darren Waller if I already have Dalton Schultz? So apparently you fucking love Dalton Schultz. So.
I don't love Dalton Schultz. I think
you
Dalton
just said you loved him.
I didn't say that. I think he's mostly necessary to the offense. Because it's Nico Collins and who?
Jaden Higgins.
Again, that he creeps up for
Christian Kirk. I'm thinking bullshit right now. He's necessary to the offense. He should have kind of touched on last week too. I got called back. Rodgers said it best: "Let the players develop." Although Rodgers never allows that to happen, he says it. Like, has he ever let a player develop? He cuts him. He gets him cut. Remember Malachi Corley? I love Malachi Corley coming out, but he's
also, what's his name? Not Ashton Dulin. What the hell's his name? Oh my god, it's gonna kill me. Oh,
are you all right, bro?
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking. Like, I'm trying to think if there's a guy that Rodgers literally got cut because he dropped a pass in the playoffs.
Oh shit! Now I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
yeah, it might have been a tight end. I think it might have been a tight end.
It wasn't a tight end. It was a wide receiver.
No.
Yeah, it'll come to me.
We'll think about it. Jonathan Taylor gonna have to run his ass off, bro. I'm pretty sure in the meetings this week they're saying, "Hey, Jonathan, ice up, bro. Ice up. You're facing the Seahawks. You're gonna get 26 carries for 79 yards. You're gonna get your brains beaten in. And you know what Jonathan Taylor's gonna do? He's gonna hold out next year after this awesome season and be like, hey, pay me. He earned it, right?
He did earn it. I do feel bad for him because his offensive efficiency is going to regress to the 3.4 yards per carry, probably range, I would guess, which is far below his season average at the moment. So, yeah, you said it, 26 carries for 79 yards or whatever it is. Like, you're going to rerun it, you're into a brick wall.
It was always going to be rough for Jonathan Taylor if he looked at his schedule after, the breakout, the big breakout to, like, kind of cap off this run he had to start the year was that London, or that was the Spain game or whatever, where he had the long run touchdown, then he capped off the overtime with a touchdown, and then they had the bye week, and then if you looked at the schedule, it was a murderer's row. So he was a sell high. Now you could never sell high on a guy like that, but if you were savvy, you could. Yoga Pants Girl, I'm dying, bro. That was pretty good. Harvey, Tracy, Neal, or Rodriguez, non-PPR need 2. So Harvey is a must start in this with these guys.
Yeah.
And then is it Chris Rodriguez?
Yeah, I think it is.
It's
good
crazy
matchup.
to say, but
yeah, good matchup. He's been getting a ton of work recently. JCM really hasn't been mixing in. And since it's non-PPR, McLaughlin's a non-issue. Like, yeah, give me Rodriguez.
Can we just dude, this rookie hype, dude? This is bad. This was a bad year for rookies. Let's be honest, man. Like, JCM was hyped to shit after the Brian Robinson trade. Abuka, bust. Like, it was good early on, but it's not been good. It's been a net neutral. Net neutral.
What did you pay for Abuka?
6th round pick, net neutral.
Okay, that's a bust. All right.
Warren, okay, maybe a positive, but it's kind of a net neutral. Like, there's been a lot more busts.
I mean, but it's also the tight end position. So if you didn't have Warren, you're trying to stream that.
No, good call. But, like, dude, the running backs, okay, Henderson, bust. I'm sorry, bust. Hampton got hurt, but it was probably too high, but it might have been fine. Henderson, bust.
At his draft cost, yes, 100%.
Okay. Genty. Ashton Genty. Bro, bust of the century, man. It was a soak of the year.
Second year in a row. We got to remember this. It was a soak of the year. Nice. We got to remember this because we did this with Marvin Harrison in 2024. We've got to remember this. These first-round talents that are coming out almost never work out. Like 99.99% of the time, they don't work out. So
no. Ashton Genty over Jonathan Taylor, over Devin A-Chain.
Everything had to go right for Genty this year. A bad team, an over-the-hill head coach, a quarterback who was on the downslope of his career after having resurrected his career. Like, everything had to go right. And Marvin Harrison was in a similar situation where high pedigree, obviously he's got the draft capital, obviously he's the son of a Hall of Famer, but he's on a bad team with a bad head coach. We've got to remember this when Jadarian Price comes out next year and we're like, oh, this guy's a 3rd-round talent. He went to Notre Dame. He had, 1,800 all-purpose yards. He had 22 touchdowns. Let's remember who Notre Dame played this year, their ACC schedule / their independent schedule, the guys they played against. Auburn, we're not like, I'm not.
RJ Harvey, bust. It's better. It's better than the other guys because he was going later.
Yeah. It took him a while.
Still not good, dude, because you could have had way better players in that range. I know it's like easy to nitpick. I'm just saying, like, give me the rookie that's been good. That's like dominated. There's not many. Story.
I'm trying to think of the best rookie to value ratio this year. Who would that be?
Fuck. Is there a good one? I can go through. I'm just going to go through real quick because this is a good conversation to have.
Maybe Ted McMillan?
Pat McMillan, but he's been inconsistent as shit.
Right.
Judkins is the winner because of the suspension.
Yeah, because but that's a one-off situation. Like, you can't look and say rookies are good because of Judkins because everybody was drafting him super late.
Hampton got hurt. Henderson's not been good. JCM's been awful. Jackson Dart has been good.
Jackson Dart. Cam Scatterbo.
Yes, Cam Scatterbo, 12th round, 10th round, hurt though.
Scatterbo, Hampton probably would have paid off at their respective costs. I know Hampton was super pricey, but we saw the flash, like after Najee Harris got hurt, we saw the flash that Hampton had. If he hadn't broken his ankle, I think he would have.
Who do we have? Who do we have? Like, there's Tyler Warren's been fine.
Monungai.
Yeah, Monungai, undrafted though, 7th round pick. Like, I'm saying, like, these are not guys we put any stock into.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's been like, this is rough. It's dude, Caleb Johnson. We didn't talk about Caleb Johnson. Can we talk about Caleb Johnson?
No, we can't.
Bro, he hasn't seen the field. Okay. Do we know when he saw the field? He fumbled a fucking kick return because they put him back there kick returning.
It was bad. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna find his Packers wide receiver. If it will kill me.
This is rough. It's a bad year for rookies. You know what it is? It was overreactionary to how good they were the previous 3 years, right? That Justin Jefferson started it. I feel like it was like the start. Then Chase, and it was like, and Beckham was, I think, the start of it, right? When he what did he sit the first 3 weeks? Then he came in and had 1,400 yards and 10 touchdowns, and he had the epic catch. Like, dude, that's why the counselor is doing these things, because he told you to do draft all rookies, and they all flopped.
I mean,
Storey, you know who I told everyone to draft this year? Storey, remember my PP, Javonte Williams? Remember him?
Oh, Javonte Williams.
Remember that novel? That novel you're writing? That little novel? Javonte Williams, 12th round, baby. St. Brown rookie value his year. St. Brown was undrafted or last round.
Yeah. What was he in the actual NFL draft?
5th or 6th rounder out of USC.
And he was, I mean, was literally nobody's radar when he came out of college.
You want to hear a pretty funny story?
Always.
First or second year of the pod, me and Kappa did. And man, it was getting in the draft. And Kappa doesn't watch college football, so like I was essentially I was like the college football expert, just because I watch a month before and I do a lot of research on these players. But like, you watch these guys for 3 years, and I had 5 write-ups, like 5 guys I wanted to target that were like late round guys I thought were, like not so much for dynasty, but just guys that could make an impact, that were just going criminally undervalued, that I like the talent. And dude, I did a 12 to 15 minute fucking St. Brown video about how it was just like, I was like, he's a smaller but shiftier Keenan Allen is what I called him. I was like, this dude is a fucking badass. He just like, he's a gamer, he's got the pedigree of his brothers playing in the NFL. Like, I was like, this guy, why is he going so low? Probably because he's slow in the 40 time and he's short. And Kappa was in charge of all of the media back then, and he was his phone, and we were recording on. He fucked it up, and like it didn't record. And whatever, I didn't see him for 2 weeks after that. We record like 9 shows in a day, right? I didn't see him, so like it just got lost, and I never did anything on him. And I did draft him in like 6 or 7 spots out of, I think back then was like 20 leagues, and it was such a bad start to the year, like where he wasn't playing, and they were that was the year they were like 0-9 to start the year, and I dropped him everywhere. But I'm saying, like, I had a long video about St. Brown and just all these things, and it just never hit the light of day. And just super salty because, like, he was one of my 5, and I think a couple of the other ones obviously weren't anything. We're talking about 5th round plus picks. How many of those guys hit? St. Brown's a Hall of Famer, bro. Like, on the trajectory of being a Hall of Famer, agreed?
It's close. Like, he keeps up this progression. He should be there.
It was my thing. Like, you brought up Puka that year. Like, no one was talking about Puka. I feel like no one was talking about St. Brown. And like, it was like, the difference was we did a lot more shows, me and you brought up Puka on like every show. And I was bringing up St. Brown. I did a whole fucking write-up on the guy. Like, it just never saw the light of day, where like all your Puka takes are on.
Lost to the ether. Like, you spoke it in the universe, but it wasn't, it hit nobody's ears outside of Kappa.
And I think part of it, like, I got biased where I was so pissed it didn't get aired. So, like, I've been kind of like an anti-St. Brown guy because I'm so pissed it is on record that I haven't had a lot of shares of him. But if it had been on record, I would have been like the biggest St. Brown guy. So it probably cost me thousands of dollars. So I'm pissed at Kappa for not recording that segment. But yeah, I always like St. Brown. He was a savvy grind. That's why I love Michael Wilson, honestly, is because I know a big comparison against these guys, but like, Michael Wilson's a savvy fucking dude, and he's a badass. And like, you see the comparison at all or no?
I don't think so.
He's just, Michael Wilson's better. That's why.
Oh, well, naturally. It's just weird that they don't utilize him while Marvin Harrison is there.
No, because he plays all the snaps. He still plays 80% of the snaps, and it's just like his target share is like nothing.
I don't understand that because he moves all over the formation. X, Z, slot, like he moves everywhere. The dude's extremely versatile. He obviously has good hands. He's a good route runner, and they just don't target him when.
Dude, I was watching it. Do you think he'd be open even more? Like he's getting open when he's a number 1. He's definitely more open when he's a number 3.
It's also weird because like he was there before Marvin Harrison was there, and he never like really popped there too.
Kyler Murray. That's why.
That's a good point. All right, I gotta drain the lizard. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I'll keep on answering questions. Bucky only played 49% of the snaps tonight. By the way, Jesus Christ, that's rough, bro. So it was probably 49%. Bucky probably 24, 26. The other two guys. That's fucking stupid. GT says hot take. Let's stop writing off old man Rivers, bro. He's an old man. He's old. I'm not. I mean, he was done before. He can make this offense functional, but it's not going to be good. Looking like I'd rather play Chuba or Bucky. I would still play Bucky. I mean, Bucky's an elite talent, so I'm not. It was rough, man, but they should have Rivers mic'd up, man. Mark, good call. That would be awesome. Honestly, I just feel like smaller channels usually when it comes to fantasy streamers due to the fact that I don't like certain things when it comes to some of the bigger channels. Like, well, we might be there someday, Michael, but I'm not going to ever change my roots or stop saying crazy shit or being honest. So I'm never going to stop. And I don't care. My dad watches every show and he's like, man, you should probably like chill with some of the gay shit or like some of the like swearing. And like, I'm like, dude, he's like, what if someone discovers you? I'm like, dude, I don't want to be discovered. I like the channel as is. I like the people I have on. I like what we're doing now. So I'm going to make that work opposed to go work for Fantasy Pros. Because you know what I have to do then? Now, Storey is much more likely to get hired by Fantasy Pros than me. But I'd have to change who I am. And I'm not doing that. Let's not do that. Now, if they offer me like $1 million, which they would never do, I would consider it. Maybe. Top players getting paid early, but go to teams that suck. So end up not playing good. Partially true, yeah. Bears running back, by the way, Kyle Monangai was a 7th round pick, not a 5th round pick. That's also apparently if you draft a 7th round rookie out of Rutgers, it works out really well, Story, because now Isaiah Pacheco
for a couple years
now, but Isaiah Pacheco is still a value where you drafted him.
I mean, Kareem Hunt has like 45 touchdowns over the last 4 years or something like that. Like,
hey, if a 7th round rookie sees the field, it's usually a value, though.
It's true.
Like, especially at the running back position.
By the way, I found it. Jeff Janis. That was the dude. That was the
Janis. Dude, you know what's funny is Janis is the one that caught one of the fucking epic Hail Marys. Remember that?
I do. But he also
Janis is one of the dudes.
That pass, and Rodgers basically ran him out of town.
Damn. Hey, did I ever tell you that this is after you worked at Elgin, but remember Jake Kumaro, the receiver for the Packers?
Mm-hmm.
His dad was an NFL player. I forget his first name, but Eric Kumaro was an offensive lineman for a while. He was not a member at Elgin, but he was like a preferred guest. So like this was like a 5-year stretch. He'd come and he'd play maybe 15 rounds a year. And he's like 6'7", like 280, bro. He got a little thinner. Tom Thayer, how he lost all that weight.
Yeah,
but he's 6'7".
Like, situation, right?
Yeah. So like I talked to this guy a lot about ball just because I was like, dude, he played 7 years in the NFL and his son is Eric Kumaro, or is Eric is the dad? Either way. Pretty awesome. And like he caught a couple touchdowns too. He played in the league for 5 years. His son did. And like, talk some ball with the guy. And
that's cool.
He didn't know too much he obviously didn't play fantasy. So right over his head on that one, bro. But put some respect on Ohio sensation Emeka Big-Boo. Man, can I put respect on the guy's name? Can you put respect on the guy's name, Story?
I think I have to respect him. I have a tough time respecting his work with Baker over the last 6 weeks. It's been rough. It's been really rough. Can you imagine
the drops?
Dude, the September production between Bucky and Big-Boo
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue.
Think about the last time those two guys played a game together before their respective injuries. Like, it was incredible.
Big Boo. I have him, and I would say I'm going to blame you, Storey. Now, I said it's a neutral loss. It's neutral. He had my team sort of a hot start, but it's been rough. And I would never had any shares of a Big Boo because I didn't believe in him. So you better hope he has some fire here these last couple of weeks, or it might cost me like $6,000. Storey.
I'm in the same boat. Not the $6,000 boat, but I'm there. I got a lot of Big Boo floating around.
Fuck, would you guys pick up and start Daria Agumbawale if Woody Marks and Nick Chubb don't play? Oh, yeah, Agumbawale. That's what I'm not thinking about that. But Woody Marks is the story. Tell him what Woody Marks does.
All he does is run into a brick wall. They
but he always gets hurt and comes back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Well, yeah, but I think Woody Marks is going to be fine. Like, I think it's just a rest day because he had like 26 carries or whatever. So I'm not worried about it. I would not play Daria Agumbawale though. Like I don't believe there's enough in that backfield for old man Daria Agumbawale.
Oh, dude, no. If there's no Nick Chubb and dude, he's a veteran. He's a pass catcher. Yeah, he might only get 7 carries or 8 carries, but he might get 4 catches. Like, dude, who else do they have? Who else is there? Do you even know?
No, I actually don't know.
Okay, he's a trusted dude. I'm playing against the Cardinals. He's a must start. I'm gonna say must start.
I don't think so. Like, I don't think there's just enough there. Like, I think that'll be like a 17-13 game.
They're gonna let CJ Stroud throw the ball 50 times. That's not a winning formula.
I don't think you need to throw the ball 50. You can throw the ball 32 times, and you're gonna accomplish the same thing. This is the same situation of what like Devin Neal was a couple weeks ago. Like, you're gonna get 17 touches, and it's going to amount to a combined 60 yards. It's tough to be there. I think Woody Marks is going to be fine, but yeah, he's the new Jalen Waddle, where he goes out injured once a game. This feels like a maintenance thing because he got like I said, like 26 carries.
Yeah, and I knew it was Smitty, by the way. I knew it. I was right. He's good. You never watched him, Storey? He's fine. He's the like Smitty. He's the one that he's the same format as us. He only answers super chat because he blows up. He's very smart, but here's the problem with his channel. It's his opinion, one opinion, and he's not very fluid in his opinions. He doesn't admit when he's wrong. We have 7 opinions. We have different guests every night, or Mike Storey or Big Ray. So you're getting more takes than one.
Smitty. I will say there is like the one podcast that I do listen to is Draft Sharks because they don't do any ads. So every podcast has intro ads, mid-roll ads, outro ads, and I can't stand 2 minutes of ads when you start a podcast. It's the worst thing in the world. Draft Sharks, no ads whatsoever. They use their podcast as a medium to promote their platform, their service, their paid, all that kind of stuff. And that I appreciate. Everything else, like I've tried the other ones, not going to name any names, but like
he named names. No, I don't have ads turned on. I could have ads turned on this stream and make, a couple, maybe. I don't even know what I get paid. I don't care. I want to keep it fucking organic. I'll ad read from my shit, like the Patreon, which is going to keep it no ads because fuck the ads. I don't want that money, which isn't that much anyway. I want to keep people engaged in like 21 hours a week of actual content and entertainment, and fuck the ads. That's also stupid. Like, no, not doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't stand ads. So I've got ad blockers on every computer that I own. So I'm not going to sit there and try to fast forward through 2 minutes worth of ads for an 18-minute podcast on fantasy football.
Real quick, shout out to the Patreon members and all the perks you're going to get. And hey, Storey, What do they say? What do we say? What is the hold on a second. What is the what do they say about our Patreon? It's the place. What is it's the place to what is it?
It's the place to be.
It's what do you call it, Kramer? It was come on, Rudy, come on. We call it the place to be. The place to be, yes.
It's the place to fucking be. ProfessionalFinX.com. If you're interested in helping the show out and getting a lot of elite perks, because the gambling in general, I've gone through it a million times. Let's finish these questions. Bears about to get 5 on the Lions back, bro. Bears win this weekend against the I would say surging Cleveland Browns.
I mean, probably, but how much do you really trust Caleb Williams?
I trust him a lot. It's been rough, but not in this game. I trust enough, and I don't trust Shedeur Sanders. Mike Gesicki is stash or no? If T. Higgins plays, you can drop Mike Gesicki. That's the only upside, is that there's no T. Higgins.
I'm not playing T. Higgins, or I'm not playing Gesicki anywhere. I get the narrative, but the data doesn't support the notion that just because one of either T. Higgins or Jamar Chase is out means that Gesicki is going to go off. It doesn't work that way in that offense.
Nick says consensus has Marks ahead of Judkins for week 15. What do y'all think? I mean, in PPR, yes. Maybe in PPR, but in half or standard, okay, let's fuck standard. Who plays standard? In half PPR, I am not going Marks. And here's the thing. Dylan Sampson's not playing. Jerome Ford is not playing. So
Jerome Ford's on IR.
No, but I think they said that Sampson is doubtful, man.
I think
look that up.
I want to talk to Sampson. Fly me to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
Look that up, man, because it's not. Maybe it's questionable, but it doesn't look great. Thank you, Michael. You're the shit. We love you, man. Michael, I got to get you in the Discord, so we'll talk. Again, like I said, in my recent video or any of these streams when they come out, just post your email. Again, you've been loyal. I don't need the Patreon from you because you've been the shit. So put your email in one of the comments, because you can't put it on here. It blocks it. So put your email and just separate it with a space or a dot for the a Yahoo. Do that at a different line, and then I'll get you in there. What did it say about Sampson?
He has yet to practice this week, but tentatively the beat writers expect him to practice and play this weekend.
Okay, well, it's still not promising to have an injured guy, a backup guy.
No, it's not. But there's no Chubb, and assuming Marks plays, he's shown to be the workhorse there in what I consider to be a better offense. So I'm going to go Marks over Judkins.
You're not worried about Dare Agumbawale?
Agumbawale.
I just like that name. Dare Agumbawale. Hey, real quick. Can you imagine the counselor trying to pronounce that name? Because he calls Bijan Bijan, because it's how it's spelled, apparently. So how would he pronounce Dare Agumbawale?
Agumbawale?
Yes. Because, here's the funny thing, Storey. If you didn't know.
He would pronounce it phonetically, so let me pull it up.
Yeah, here's what you didn't know, Storey, is that people growing up mispronounce their own names. And announcers who, what is the one thing they need to know, Storey? Is pronouncing the names properly, because it's their job. They don't know.
He would have said Dare. His name is Dare Ogunbowale. Ogunbowale. That's what he called him. Dare. You know what his name is? It's Dare Ogunbowale.
Only he could rip on and call a person a dumbass for not knowing his own name, even though it's their own name. You know what I mean? What? It's hilarious, bro. What are we even talking? It's just funny to talk about, because it's names, clearly names in the American, dude, English language is very complicated. It's very fucked up. Ask anyone around the country, around the world. It's the hardest language to learn, because slang and it's just not an old language. So it's not accurate. It's very hard. Like names are the hardest part of languages, right?
Well, and also English is a shit language. It's a bastardization of Romance languages, Latin, and Germanic languages, and like it's 40% Germanic, 60% Latin, and it's just a whole bunch of nonsense. Like, ask anybody, English is just a terrible language. It's just sloppy.
Hey, how would Gronk pronounce Dare Agumbawale?
Ogumawal?
No, it's got to be worse, man, because he couldn't pronounce. I mean, a Big Boo's kind of tough, but it's a Buka, a Mecca.
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegbue. Emeka Egbegbue.
National TV and called him Egbegbue.
Michael, this is funny, dude, because this is a video me and Ray made. I don't know, probably 8 months ago. So I do the uncurrent events. This is a random thing we do where it's not current events, it's uncurrent events. How about random shit? So he said, bro, I was just looking at your channel on my other device and saw this is how he found us. We saw a 5-month-old video from before I found you. And the title is Uncurrent Events, Dwarfs, Kanye, and Babe Ruth. Did dinosaurs exist? That's 100% a title, because my question is, would you fuck a dwarf? That was the one of the first questions I ask. Because if you had the opportunity, Story, to fuck a dwarf, like, how many chances are you going to get again to fuck a dwarf?
I mean, I think most people would slip it in given the opportunity.
Dude, it's like, again, it's a Helen Hunt thing. It's like cool. Like, it's like unique. You know what I'm saying? And then the Kanye West thing was when he was a Nazi. Kanye West is a Nazi now, apparently, which is hilarious. I don't know if you saw that.
You hear that, but that doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
He's lost his mind. And then the Babe Ruth thing was tied into the Kanye. I don't want to get into that one. And then dinosaurs exist. Ray, as you know, is a flat earther. So he thinks all fossil records and fossils are bullshit.
Yeah.
So we got into the whole.
I think the wildest thing about Kanye West is his iPhone password was 0000. Did you see that?
That makes sense. It's easy.
Yeah. But 0000?
Hey, before we get off, I got a question to ask you. We'll get a couple more comments, but I've been really, really diving down the pyramid wormhole recently, because I've always been fascinated by the pyramids, and I'm a big Joe Rogan fan. That's like, I want to say 1% of Joe Rogan's content is the not just conspiracies, like the pyramids, because it's mind blowing, and it's just like we don't know, and like there's an interview. I'll send you this guy. It's like the Egyptian, like, the main guy from Egypt that is in charge of all this shit. That's like a total clown. Like, this dude has stopped like a lot of different people from investigating it. And like, he wants what he found to be like the actual answer, which there's a lot to like uncover and unpack of the pyramids. And like, we don't know we don't know the timeline. It's, 5,000 years ago, 4,500 years ago, 3000 BC is when they say the pyramids were built. Right. And like, it's so fucked. It's so fucked. So give me your quick 30-second, a minute opinion on the pyramids. You have one. What is your, because the technology, like, they didn't have the technology to build the pyramids. Like, there's just no way. They didn't, the Egyptians.
So two things. Number one, what's wild about Egyptian civilization is there is an ancient Egypt. And ancient Egypt, to what we consider ancient Egypt, is ancient enough that they had museums dedicated to ancient Egypt before, like, Cleopatra and that ancient Egypt to us ancient Egypt. So Egypt as a civilization has been around for centuries. It's
pre-Mesopotamia, man, if you think about it.
So, and when it comes to the pyramids, though, the overwhelming consensus is that yes, the technology did exist at the time. It took an incredible amount of labor. People say it was built by slaves, but in reality, most of it was built by people who were taught trades. So tradesmen in the off season of planting and harvesting, right? When the Nile was off season, but so it was actually paid labor, and all it was just a sheer volume, like just throwing laborers.
No, because it was said to be a national project, right? Which that's how they explain it. National project. Like, we're talking about like 1 million people working on this. that doesn't answer the question of the technology and able to. You can't cut stone with stone. You can't have literally like laser type accuracy in terms of cutting these stones with like tools that were not like, dude, no, we could barely do this now. And they could say they did this back in 5,000 years ago. Dude, no. Not to mention the granite, dude, the granite in the grand chamber or whatever, the what they call the Pharaoh's chamber, which is never found a fucking mummy in there, is literally so precise that you can't fit a razor blade in between it. Like, dude, they're cutting this shit and we're talking about 60 ton granite slabs, 300 feet in the air. How? Explain to me how. With ropes and wood? Does that make sense?
Like mostly ramps and scaffolding and that kind of stuff. Like,
dude,
but
no, I don't believe it. I'm not saying aliens built it. I'm saying that, like, I think the conclusion is, and I don't know if you know who Graham Hancock is, who's just like the number one guy in terms of, like old civilizations that, like, with
is it the guy who's like aliens on the history?
No, it's not aliens. It's the fact that, like, we don't know if there was another civilization, like you were mentioning. We're talking 15,000 years ago that maybe had gotten wiped out by a catastrophic event, which happens a lot, right? And 12,000 years ago was supposed to be the last major catastrophic event. And maybe they built it. And then the Egyptians took what they did in terms of, like, they altered it and they did some stuff inside of it. But, like, there's just no way that, like, you think me and you could build the pyramids with our knowledge? We're not
absolutely
dumb guys,
not.
right?
But we've been dumbed down by the internet and by iPhones and all that kind of
Storey,
shit.
you have 4 degrees, bro.
Yeah, and they're mostly worthless.
Well, I don't know. I would go into the wormhole, and it's just like, because I did some projects in middle school about it, and it's just one of those things, like, it's, and Ray's all about this, like, don't believe what people tell you, and like what they tell you, right? And I am pretty open-minded about a lot of this shit. 9/11, the moon landings, go on and on. But, like, this is one that there is no answer to. We're just going on what they tell us, and there's no evidence on either end of it. There's no evidence. The ramps, where do the ramps go, Storey? Where do the ramps go? Because there's no evidence of the ramps.
Made with wood, mostly organic material. Like, we can carbon date the stones that were used in the pyramids and understand exactly when they were.
Wood ramps held all that weight.
I mean, what's the more likely explanation? That they actually built them using human labor, or that, like, an ancient civilization of which there's no evidence whatsoever existed and we just don't know about it whatsoever?
That is more likely, yes.
That's more like
20,000 years ago.
There was an ancient civilization.
Yeah, 20,000 years ago.
No evidence of whatsoever.
20,000 years ago, yes.
We know precisely the level of the human population at the last hourglass event, which is the last, like, major event that nearly caused, like, human extinction event. There's been like 7, 8 of those throughout the year. We know exactly what the population was.
We thought they did, man, until there was I don't know, I can't remember the name, but, like, in Turkey they found evidence of, it was like 12,000 years ago, with some pretty elaborate, like, structures of, like, human remains of a society 12,000 years ago, that they had, like, a tomb and all this shit 12,000 years ago, which we thought it was, we thought the Egyptians were, like, way ahead of everyone else. But, like, 12,000 years ago, look it up, man. I don't know the name. Obviously I don't want to pronounce it like a big boo, but this is a topic for another day, but I just wanted to hear your opinion.
Also, don't forget, like, the pyramids were probably built before Egypt was a desert. Like, it was a lush environment.
That was 12,000 years ago, though.
No, that was closer to like 4,000 or 5,000 years ago.
No. Like, so the Sphinx has all the water erosion. Oh, they call it wind and sand erosion, which is bullshit, because you look at the picture, just water erosion, bro. And the last time that they had heavy rainfall and enough rainfall to cause this type of erosion, and then the common knowledge is that the Sphinx was built after the pyramids, which is just not accurate.
So, wait a minute. Let's back this up a second. If you're saying a civilization 20,000 years ago,
beep, beep, beep. What is this? Beep, beep, beep.
Built the pyramids for the Egyptians 15,000 years later to use as physical manifestations of monuments to their living gods, their pharaohs?
No, I have no idea why they built them. The point is like the mathematics involved in the pyramids. If you want to say that they had if you want to tell me that they had the manpower and the knowledge to maybe build these structures, okay,
definitely had the
cool.
manpower. I guarantee that.
Okay. Yes. National project. I get that. What about the mathematics of it? Because there's like 10 things that we could barely figure out now. It takes satellites to figure out the alignments, just all of it. Like, how are they figuring this shit out, dude? No way, bro.
Okay, but
you can barely find someone's house without GPS.
Think about this. like, what does it take? Could you build a computer right now from scratch? Exactly. So you're talking about the level of knowledge that's needed. Like, at some point, somebody within that civilization had that knowledge. They figured it out, and it built and built and built and built. So they had that. Like, we're peons. There are engineers who know how to like actually construct computers and code and do all that kind of shit. So you take that back 5,000 years. There are people that knew how to build structures to that level.
What happened to them?
They died.
Well, no, they passed on that knowledge, and the idea between the ancient civilization from 12 to 13 or 15,000 years prior, that was a cataclysmic event that caused them to go, which therefore the pyramid stayed.
Why is there no evidence of this civilization? There's literally nothing.
Because it was dinosaur like fossils are different than human fossils. Like, it's, I don't know. We have human fossils now. I don't know. Again, there's a lot of questions. I'm just saying, like, what they're telling us doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
We have evidence of the interbreeding between Homo sapiens and Neanderthals from 200,000 years ago. We have evidence of that, but we don't have evidence of 15,000-year-old civilizations. That's
I don't know the answer, Storey. I'm just questioning them because what they're telling me makes no fucking sense. That's insane.
And I'm going with Occam's razor, which is what's most likely is the simplest explanation is usually the correct one.
And I am all on board for that in most cases. And I'm not saying I'm saying it's not real. I think there's a lot of questions and there's a lot like they can't answer. And whenever they can't answer a lot of stuff, and like the moon landing stuff is similar, where it's like they lost all the data. Like, why? How? Because I believe we went to the moon. We did. Not the first time, bro. Not the first time.
Very
Storey.
easily answered because the limited data storage capabilities at the time.
Oh, Storey, I love you. I'm gonna miss you. You're gonna be gone for 10 days, right?
10 days. It's gonna be.
What's your biggest plans in Disney? What are you gonna rock there, man?
So there's two new. Well, we didn't do the new test track. If anybody's interested still in this,
I love the test track.
Well, this is a new one, so we're gonna do that. We got 2 lightning lanes for that, and then there's 2 new lounges. There's the Beacon Barrel, which is the Pirates Lounge, and then at Magic Kingdom, and then we're gonna do the new adults only Geo 82 Lounge at Epcot.
Is that a swingers thing?
No, it's just an adults only, no kids.
Well, yeah, my mind naturally goes there.
I mean, if
it goes to the pyramids are fake and swingers.
Should I just ask for a drink with a pineapple and just put it upside down on the table?
Yeah, and let's answer this last question because this is a good one here from Kenneth. I'm having my first baby next weekend. Any advice? LOL. No more 7 hours of commercial-free football for me. Mexico.
First of all, congratulations, Kenneth.
Yeah,
that's
congratulations.
Amazing. Boy or girl? Do you know yet? Do you have a name picked up?
Scott Hansen. Or Chris Hansen, and you could raise him to go fucking hunt pedophiles.
Yes.
Pedophile hunter. Chris Hansen, let's go.
Ruin some lives. That's awesome.
Yeah, ruin the lives that deserve to be ruined, Storey.
For the most part.
This is Bink. Oh, it's Bink. Sorry, because YouTube changed the fucking whole thing where now people's names are different than their tags. It's super dumb. I'm having to learn who everyone is.
Like 4 weeks ago, there was actual names on here. Now
I know. Trust me. I know. It's a girl. It's a girl. Love her to death and protect her from guys. I'd say that. Like, protect her from men, right?
Yeah. That's what Chris Hansen is there for.
Well, you know what's funny? And definitely back in the older days when the movement was different, but it was like if your son was gay, it was like the worst thing ever. But if your daughter was a lesbian, as a father, you're like, hell yeah, like sweet, like yes, I want to meet Jessica. Where it's like, if you have a son, you're never like, I want to meet Tom. Can I meet Tom? Can you have Tom come over for dinner? No. Now it's evened out a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think so. Unfortunately, like Kenneth, I don't really have any realistic advice for you. I don't have any kids, so I can't.
Neither of us have kids. We have dogs. So I dated a girl.
Kappa
I
have
dated
kids?
a MILF. Huh?
Does Kappa have kids?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah, so
I
Kenneth,
have
come back
experience,
on
though,
when
so-
Kappa's back on. He can probably help you out.
Well, Nick O is going to be on tomorrow night, actually. Nick O. That's a nice
Nick
little
O's coming on?
He's got 2 daughters. Yeah, tomorrow night. It's going to be his first time in a year, man. Nick O. Those of you who don't know, Nick O was the second football guy. He was actually ahead of Storey, and he's actually better than Storey in every way.
Every
I'm just
single way.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Bigger
No,
guy.
no, you guys are. That's why that show, the year we had it was me, you, and Nick O was probably. I mean, that was some of the most elite shit we've done because essentially me and you are not polar opposites, but you're the voice of reason. I'm kind of nuts, and Nick O is right between me and you, right? He's close to you in some ways, and he's close to me in some ways. It was like that was, and me, you, and Ray are actually, you're the middle guy when it's me, you, and Ray. You're the middle guy, and then Ray is on the other end of the spectrum. But when the spectrum, oh, we love Ray. And then when Nick O was here, it was like Nick O was in the middle of both of us. So it was like the dynamics are real, but like Nick O is the real G. Hopefully next year he can join us for once a week because dude knows football and he is just, we love Nick O. So.
Yeah. Dude, Kenneth, you work at Walt Disney World? Are you kidding me? Is that for real?
Whoa. What are we talking about here?
I'm just looking at the chat, and first of all, congratulations on the girl. That's amazing. But also, you work at Walt Disney World? Where? Which park? When? Disney Springs? Like, tell me now, because I will.
Yeah.
I'll be there next week. That's where we're going. That's why I'm on pod.
Listen to this. This is a good one. It kind of says, when I was in high school, my brother asked, would you rather have a gay son or a whore daughter? We did these things in the early 2000s. That was a common question. I would rather have a gay son than a whore daughter.
Time, like, yeah.
But you want the son over the you know.
Well, of course. Like now, like, but you ask people, 30 years ago, they had a different opinion on that.
Kenneth, let this guy know where you work, because this guy has a season pass, yearly pass every year. Annual pass. Pardon me, I don't know the fucking verbiage.
I literally will be there, and I will come and I will say hi to you wherever you're working in Disney next week. So
GT says Storey or Nick O is between McLovin or Muhammad.
I was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
Oh, this is between these two guys are between MJ and Jerry Rice. How about that? It's not Muhammad or the McLovin. It's between the two greatest of all time. That's the difference there. And Storey gets the edge because Storey is
I heard Jerry Jones in my head when you said Jerry Rice, so I was like, oh yeah, Jerry Rice.
All right, we gotta get out of here.
I can't believe Nick is coming on the show. That's outstanding.
Yeah, well, he said this year he only commits his league. By the way, you're in the playoffs in that league, Storey. You have the 6th seed. How are you looking in your matchup?
First of all, I'm the 5 seed, I think.
Oh, pardon me.
I could have used a little more Bucky production tonight. That would have been nice.
I thought you had Bucky, and I was wondering. I didn't look at. I have a bias. So I don't care.
You did okay in the IDP section. Could have used some more Bucky. We got some work to do. We're not that far behind. We got some work to do. It all comes down to. There's a number. Well, I think a lot of it's going to come down to Justin Jefferson. We'll see.
You know, I'm going back to back, right? I won last year, so I'm going to go back to back. You were in the last year, right?
I did not make the playoffs last year. Last year, I didn't.
No, you
realize...
took over some shitty ass team. Is what you did.
Yeah, I had a team that had Marvin Harrison in it. So
Neal or Waddle PPR.
Waddle.
Half PPR probably Neal. Purdy or Lawrence.
Purdy.
Easy Purdy. Storey never answered Theo or Jawan. He did answer it. He said you said Jawan in full PPR. I
did say Jawan in full PPR. Yeah, I'd stick with Jawan in virtually every format, actually.
Kenneth, you don't understand. Storey is literally going down there next week. Look at how nice of a guy he is. He said he's a private person.
Yeah, Kenneth, I understand if you're a private person, you don't want to say. I get it, but if you see me walking around the parks, I'll be there Monday through Friday. We'll be in multiple parks every single day. So don't be afraid to pull me aside and say hi.
Well, hey, sorry, you are a celebrity. I mean,
I guess
to like 38 people, like you're a fucking celebrity, bro. So, Theo has a toe injury. I'm not too worried about that, but
yeah, mid-season like midweek stuff doesn't bother me unless it's a downgrade. Like that, none of the because they have to list up the reporting requirements are you have to list something. So if somebody's just getting a rest day, you have to say like, oh, he's got a toe, or he's got a hip, or he's got a quad, or whatever it is. So that doesn't bother me unless they miss multiple practices or they go from a full practice to a downgrade to a no practice.
All right, last one, man. Should I start Mahomes or Purdy?
Purdy.
Now you should really. You're gonna just say fuck Mahomes because of what you saw.
The team goes from like a 16% chance to make the playoffs to a 19% chance to make the playoffs if they win. I just don't see
care.
it.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
I don't
rushing
see it.
upside. Rushing upside. He had 50 yards rushing last game.
Yeah, George Kittle.
I'm still going Mahomes.
On Jennings. I'm taking Purdy.
GT, Storey, if you ever come to South Texas, I'll roll out the red carpet. I'm going to preface it with this. Storey goes to Walt Disney World and he goes on business trips to like Cedar Rapids. Okay. Like that's it. He goes to like shitty ass places in the Midwest. He goes to Walt Disney World. Am I wrong?
Well, we have an office in Phoenix and we have an office in Las Vegas. So if anybody's in Las Vegas, hit me up. But South Texas, I got friends that live in Dallas. I got to go visit them. I don't know how far south. That's more central. I've vacationed in South Padre Island, Corpus Christi in the past. We should take a road trip. Not a road trip because that's too far to drive, but like a flight trip. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, Michael says Bink, you should private message him. Well, you can't really do that here. So again, anyone that's not in the Discord or the Patreon, you got the Patreon to get in the Discord. Michael, you put a comment in the video, this video when it's dropped. I'll get you in there because you've been a loyal ass fucking fan. Bink, anyone else, check out the Patreon, professionalfanatics.com. And why not get in this community? Because it's got to get it now, because otherwise next year, not saying it's too late, but prices will go up, and also it's not going to be as exclusive. I remember everyone's name. I know a lot about these people's story. I like pay attention. I take notes. I know they're like age, sex, location.
And I mean, we're going to talk a lot of college ball and guys coming out of college in the spring. So now's as good a time to get in as any.
And we'll have some more pyramid talk, which I'm really looking forward to, because obviously stories on the opposite. I can't wait to hear Ray's taking the pyramids, because were people even around in Ray's mind in 4,000 years ago? Because when was the world Adam and Eve? When was that?
Okay, so I'm not going to get into this with Ray, but you can specifically figure out how old the world is because of the half-life of the elements that decay into lead. Like you can trace back the half-life of certain elements that decay into lead, and you could trace it back the hundreds of thousands of years to figure out how old like just that particular element is. So the 4,000, 5,000 year old Earth theory is just it's bunk. Like,
you know what else is cool? Or I don't know if it's as cool. Like it's cool if you live in like Mississippi, but like think about this story. The way they tell it, it's incest to the maximum degree, because you have, let's just say it's you and your wife's story. You and your wife are Adam and Eve. You bang, and then you bang again, and then you bang again. You have 3 kids. How does a whole population come from that? You know what's going to have to happen, right?
Oh, I'm well aware of the implications.
Do the math, and then you could bang 17 times, have 17 kids. Okay, now you have those 17 kids. Where does the other spawn come from? You know the answer. I don't have to say it. You all know the answer.
Trust me,
it's just repeated banging of Mississippi people.
I'm well aware of the implication. Like
the implication. I mean, it's gross. It's in the, you know what? Like, unfortunately, if you look at genetics, we would all be people from Hills Have Eyes, right? We would not be on the show giving you awesome advice about Michael Wilson. We'd be telling you to start. Who's the guy? Who's the backup tight end from fucking Tampa Bay? That would be the dude. I'd be like, that guy, man. And then he'd hit one touchdown. I'd be like, league winner. All right, we're out of here. We're out of here. Love you guys.
Somebody write this down. Daquan Wright. When this guy scores a touchdown in 4 years, and we're on this podcast, and we'll be like, how did this guy score a touchdown and one catch for one touchdown? He's been in the league for 2 years. I'll be like, Ole Miss freaking wide or tight end, Daquan Wright.
This was a great ending of the show. Sorry, I'm not going to see you. I'm going to miss you, man. I'm not going to see you for like 10 days. Make sure you FaceTime me when you're doing your wife drunk, and that would be awesome. So thank you.
We don't do it on vacation.
Really?
We are Disney nonstop. So she is like lights out as soon as we get to the hotel room. She's sleeping. I'm just like scrolling Twitter looking for beat writers nonsense. She wakes me up. I'm groggy as shit. I hate mornings. And then we hit the parks all day long. And, you know, maybe we come back. Maybe we do a little lunch. But we're parks.
No shit. So you essentially both turn into 12-year-olds.
Yeah, pretty much. But 12-year-olds with autonomy and, you know, discretionary income. So we can go and, you know, eat and drink.
Yeah. And drink. Yeah. That's interesting because like vacations are typically like, well, nice thing is, Storey, we don't have children. So like most people go on vacations is like bang central because it's the only time they can bang. You could just bang whenever. You could bang in the living room. You could bang in the fucking, I could name every room of your house. You could bang in. Like you got basements, closets, living room. You have a den, bedroom, bathroom, front lawn. I could name. You can do all those things.
Weekends, holidays.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Like
that's
from
cool.
Kindergarten Cop. You ever see that movie?
I'm the biggest Arnold fan you know. Yes, 25 times. What do you got?
I'm gonna be with you nights, weekends, holidays.
Oh my God! Don't trash Mississippi. Alabama is a commonplace, and you'd be saying Camara. Well, Mississippi and Alabama share a natural border, though. So
they do.
Okay. So apparently Alabama's trashier than Mississippi.
I've been to Mississippi half a dozen times. It's fine. I've been to the busiest. Actually, literally, this is the busiest McDonald's in the entire United States is in Jackson, Mississippi. Did you know that? They sell more crack out of that parking lot than they do anywhere else.
I don't know much about Mississippi. I drove through it when I went to New Orleans this past year, but I will say there was like a pool. It was like in Louisiana and New Orleans. You have these like old houses. They turn into like not bed and breakfast, but it's essentially hotel rooms, right? And they had one pool for like the 3 different buildings, which had maybe 16 rooms, right? And I met people from Mississippi. It was 2 couples. And I was asking about Mississippi. You know how I am. I'm very, very personable. And they were just like, fuck Mississippi. It's so cheap. They're like, it's super cheap, but like, we want to get out of there, but like, no one can get out of there because it's so cheap. You know how like everyone's moving from California to Arizona because like their money is worth 5 times as much, 8 times as much. If you go to Mississippi, your money is worth like a third. So you can't get out of Mississippi. And like, that's where they're at. And I was like, it looked okay when I drove through it. And they're like, it's not. So I don't know. That's just my experience in Mississippi. So it's a small sample. Sample.
An only time you've been in Mississippi?
Well, I was driving through it. Yeah, I've driven through it, but I've never stayed there. So I played golf in Alabama. It was pretty cool.
Oh, I actually have never been in Alabama.
Oh, he said, oh, wait, no kids need to bang like crazy and handies. Can we get handies in the rides, though? Or no, you get arrested. There's cameras. Don't do that. Don't do that. Nope. Bad idea. Idea.
When I was a kid,
we need you around, Storey. I can't. We can't be doing these streams from jail, bro.
I have had it. I've had that happen. It's a bad idea. The whole roadhead.
What? You've had what happen?
Roadhead. Like I've done it. It's a bad idea. Like
it's overrated for sure. It's
just
you know what's worse than that though. You know what the worst thing is? Mile High Club, bro. What is that?
Never even attempted it. I have no interest in that whatsoever.
No, you couldn't anymore. I'm saying that bathroom's so small. It's gross. It smells like shit. Essentially, it's like, would you want to bang in a porta potty? No. I'm okay.
I
don't even like to piss in a porta potty, dude. I don't go in airports or not airports. I don't go in airplanes or porta potties. Yeah, I don't. I hold it in. My body knows. Have you ever been like camping for a long stretch?
No, I hate camping. Can't do camping. Don't like it.
Well, I went to Rocky Mountain National for 6 days where I was like, everything I had was on my back with my brother. Okay. And my body, your body actually knows these things. I didn't shit for 5 days, bro, because my body was like, I don't want to shit in the woods. So I was eating and drinking and doing all the things I normally do, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes. Like it was a vacation, right? But my body knew that I don't want to shit out here. So I didn't shit. And the second I got to the hotel room after that, we cut it short one day. I shit so much. Like the second I got in the room, my body was just like, freedom. So I'm saying your body knows. So that's how on airplanes, I don't fucking shit or piss even.
I have heard that astronauts will, if they're doing short stints, they'll take medicine to like constipate them so they don't have to shit for like 3 weeks.
GT's unsubscribing. Roadhead's the best. You must have some really awesome girls or guys or whatever you're dealing with, because it's just hard to. It's downright dangerous. It's downright dangerous. And you know, I'm not one that's just like super conservative when it comes to that shit. Like I like danger, bro. But I would rather pull off to the side of the road and fuck her mouth. All right, Storey, we love you. That's a good way to end it. I'm gonna miss you 10 days off. Enjoy your vacation. Text me some pictures, and we'll be seeing you in week 16 Thursday night, maybe. I think
we will reconvene for that. Kenneth, if you're still on, if you see me in Disney World next week, pull me aside. We'll take a picture. We'll send it to Rob. It'll be amazing. We'll send it to the Discord. It'll be amazing. So
love it, man. Awesome,
guys. Love you guys. Chat's great. Community's great. I will see you guys as soon as I get back.
3 hours. What a show. What a show. Storey, appreciate you. You're awesome. I was planning on this to be like an hour and 50 minutes, but we got a side chat, and it was awesome.
I got a meeting in 5.5 hours, so
Storey's a little buzzed. I love this. All right, everyone. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. We'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be an earlier stream with Nick. Oh, you don't want to miss that. One of the original OGs of the show. Storey, you can recommend him highly. He's awesome.
He's great.
That'll be 9 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Anything goes tomorrow. Again, love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. Storey, I love you. You're the shit. And we'll see you soon.